Hello. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. We're here in New Zealand on the North Island and well, we're going to be checking out something awesome. To who the pressing the stuff? Holy moly, it's kicking off early tonight. I haven't even sat down yet. Well, I am sitting down, but a big shout out to Catbat9 with the legendary giftage, and well, holy moly, there's Alison Johnson with 5 gifted tier 1 subs, no less. Many thanks. Colonel Fork jumping on the bandwagon, he's also gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Well, for the lovin' leppin' holy magoli. Thank you very much. It's starting early. I didn't even press any buttons yet. Anyway, how are you? Happy Wednesday, happy middle of the week, or as I saw Johnny say in the chat, happy Friday Eve. Eve? Business is about to kick up. Kick up or pick up? It's hard to know. Hey, Tom the Crab with a tier 2. 5 months. Dude. Thank you very much. These are all awesomely brilliant. And bless your white cotton socks. It's the middle of the week. We're not supposed to be this happy. We're supposed to be like, it's like Rocky mode. We're still climbing the steps of that place in Philadelphia. It was Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia. Tasty beverage on a Wednesday. But anyway, here we are. Thank you. What can you... I don't know what to say. Your man is going to be hoarse. We didn't even get started yet. So, our plan for this evening. Yes, we have a plan, my dudes. We are on the ground here in a place called Masterton, also known as Hood Aerodrome. November Zulu Mike Sierra. We're here on the North Island in New Zealand. And for the first segment of this, we're going to be showing you something rather nice and awesome and cool looking. And it's a pre-release version. So, I know, right? Don't act like you're not impressed. Then after that, we're going to open up the multiplayer, starting off from Masterton Aerodrome, as we make our way over to New Plymouth, which is November Zulu November Papa. And from there, we ramble into the mountains to a place called Turangi, which is November Zulu Tango November. There's all stuff happening. The Flying Fabio has raided with 177 people. What is this? What is this craziness? Many thanks, Fabio. Hello, everybody. I've been watching your stream all day. I was in work earlier and are you busy, Murph? Yeah, I'm doing an online course. Asking loads of questions to Fabio. How does this work? How do you do this? But many thanks for joining me. Happy Wednesday, everybody. So yeah, it's been a week. It's been kind of busy. And your man is going to be hoarse. He won't have a voice left. The poor El Divil. They even started a hype train. Look, what is this? We need music now. And it has to be kind of, well, I won't say lively. It's not Friday, but make it stop. But yes, calm it down. We'll ease our way into the evening. So what we have... sure, look, it's all kicking off now. Flying Fabio is continuing his sub. Many thanks, my dude. Citizen 6 is also continuing his sub. Well, aren't you all absolutely awesome? What a way to make me day. And it's the middle of the week. There's bits flying, chairs smashing, people spilling their tasty beverage. Thank you all very much indeed, my guys. Your man won't be able to talk. He'd be like, Big 10-4. Kingsman also with the subscribe. Yous are fantastic. Thanks very much indeed. So as I said, we're here in New Zealand and we got some stuff to do. First and foremost, we're going to show you this. Are you ready? Sit tight. Ooh, and this machine here is the pre-release version of Milviz's aircraft. It is the Corsair, the FG-1D. And this thing is fantastically interesting. Apart from the very high level of fidelity that you get from the simulator version, the aircraft itself has an absolute ton of history. It is an iconic aircraft, remarkable in every sense of the word. And there's all stuff still happening. We've got Andy Brown gifting, and we have who? Johnny is throwing bits into the air. Don't act like you're not impressed. We'll get through it. Rob MCR is subbed here as well. Holy moly. Fold the wings, says Good Fixes. We will. You can fold the wings. So we'll show it all. Walton's also subscribed tier 1 for 5 months. Is there something in the water? What happened? It would have been funnier if this was tomorrow and then everyone just nah, take it back, we revoke. I'd cry. Live on stream, I'd cry. We just hit a level 5 hype train. Choo choo. Choo choo. But yes, cheers my guys. Thank you all so very much indeed. Lieutenant Smart Bottom. Did you see what I did there? He says, is this the carrier version? Nice. Here's Johnny says, it's Dingle Gin. It's Dingle Gin. It's, is it Dingle Gin? You can type in the exclamation mark drink. I've renamed my bot. He's called Sir Murph Bot. Thank you so much, guys, for all the follows and the likes and the... You can't do likes. We're not on that place. Thanks for all the follows and the bits and the subscribes. It's bananas. Who left the door open? But many thanks, my dudes. So, we're going to get into a little bit of this momentarily. Then I need to update you with some of the news happening in the flight simulation world. And then we're going to go flying this machine here. So, disclaimer, this is a work in progress aircraft. It is at the pre-release stage. Your man, wished. It's at the pre-released stage. So, you know, bear in mind, there you might see something, or you might say, Murph, that didn't look or sound right. It's grand. Milviz still have this thing cooking in the oven. So it's doing its thing. Whoa! Old Veteran 965 is gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. You legend. Scott, thank you so much indeed. Sure, look it. We'll just change the heading to like chilling, relaxing, and stuff. Yes, we'll talk about flight simulation in a while. This is just, I'm having so much fun. But thank you very much, my guys. Ooh. Do you ever get the mixture wrong in them? It's like lean or rich. It's somewhere in the middle. But thanks so much. You are absolutely fantastic. Sure, look at it's all happening. Here's Abo with the bits. I don't know what's happening, but yes. So as you can see from the exterior, this thing, well, do you know what I mean? And you might be looking saying, Murph, what's going on with the fuel pods, or are they bombs, or what are they? Well, they're fuel pods. And I'll show you what these are here now in a moment. Warhamster actually told me how to do this. I was like, yeah, I think you can remove them. So if you open up your payload or fuel gadget, right, you can actually remove these, which is super handy. Watch. Ooh. And that might, now remember, Murph, put fuel back into it, but that might be more visually representative of the Corsair that you might have seen. B Sunny, many thanks for the follow, my dude. Ivan Axman is here. We'll say hello to everyone now in the chat as well. It's very busy, isn't it? Crazy night. You've completely knocked me off me train of thought. Let's start again, shall we? So yes. So as we can see, what's really, really cool, we'll look through some of the features here in a minute. But with the weight of the aircraft, if you increase the payload, even the suspension struts, they compress and expand depending how much weight is there. So I have to say, when it comes to add-on aircraft that's coming out so far for Microsoft Flight Sim, some of them are like, yeah, you know, they're okay. Some of them are like, whoa, they're very good. Some of them are just like, I need this in my life. Where have you been forever? This is one of the latter. Where have you been? This is a remarkable add-on. It's fantastic. We even have choo-choo remotes. Choo-choo! Now, it's rumoured, the word around the campfire is they're due to release this tomorrow, which would be April 1st, which could be nuts. Mr. Chippy sharing 1,000 bits. 1,000 bits, no less. Many thanks, Mr. Chippy. What's 1,000 bits? I don't know. $1 million. It's something like that. But cheers, my dude. So yes. We'll jump inside and just give you a look at the visual representation of the aircraft. So, from the 3D modelling, the texture work, the use of PBR, which is the physical-based rendering, not just a hat rack. You can see how light kind of shines and bashes off the aircraft itself. You have a working canopy. Ooh. And the sounds of this thing are absolutely fantastic. They are amazing. And also the systems in this aircraft, there's a lot. Now, I can't wait for Fabio to get his hands on this, because like then I'll absolutely learn it. So until then, I'll give you a general, this is what this thing does. And the thing beside the other thing, whoa, that's a thing. And it's great. But yes, I've been messing around with it for the last little while. See the way my mixture thingy goes? If you have the Thrustmaster Warthog, if you increase the LED light, it fixes it. But that's not important. We're checking things out. So this lever here, that's your landing gear, right? And if you notice, there are 2 channels. Hey, Fort Noob has subscribed at Tier 1. I have a Tier 1. Many thanks, Fort Noob. Cheers, my dude. Ooh. We're running out of tasty beverage. This could be a great flight, or I mean, this could be a great flight. But yes, but I just want to show you something here kind of quick before we get started. This is fascinating. So the landing gear lever, handle, gadget. Basically, if you notice, there are two channels to this, and it's exacting as per the real aircraft. So, your landing gear currently in the up position, and you pull it back to be in the it's forward is in the down position and back is in the up position. Yeah, so our landing gear is down, we're on the ground. However, if you notice the right hand side, a second channel, it says here dive brake. These aircraft were known for their scream, pretty much, back in World War II, because when they were in a dive, they screamed. But yes, that's modelled and it works very, very well. Over on this side, we also have some of our trims. We have aileron, we have rudder, we have your pitch trim here. You also have your tail wheel lock gadget. Ooh, and further back here. So you see these little pins. I could never fly one of these in real life because I like pressing buttons. These guys here are essentially the locks that keep the wings locked into place. Okay, so you'd have to lift the two pins. You also have a locking mechanism here that you'd lift, and then you have a wing folding device. I'll show you all this now in a few minutes because it does look brilliant. Down here, we have the fuel selection valve switch. It's for selecting what fuel tank. So you have your main, you have your reserves, and then you have your droppable tanks as well. So your fuel is over here. This kind of a cool looking handle.
Hey, good morning.
That is your hydraulic pump, which is really handy. New spawns, many thanks for the follow, dude. The seat is very comfortable. And as I was saying, like, these guys would have flown sitting on their parachute. Because, like, do you know what I mean? Could you imagine hitting a bump in this thing? Ooh, you'd feel your teeth in your skull. But yeah, they would have sat in their parachute. What's this now? Full up position to remove or install. Ooh. Now, moving down to the right-hand side, we'll show you some of this stuff here as well. So we have our arresting hook, or nook as it is here, but essentially these were designed for carrier takeoffs and landings. And I learned up there, I think it was yesterday, I believe it was the RAF who instructed some of the Americans on how to actually land these machines on aircraft carriers, which is pretty cool. So all this is modelled, it all works. There's oxygen down there, it's in up. We don't need to worry about that. We have a number of switches down here, your pitot heats, you have your defrost, you have all your dimmable lights for the interior of the aircraft, they're basic but very functional. They're very, very good. Up here then, we have exterior lights, you have wing lights, tail lights. You also have formation lights, which on the right-hand side, on the starboard side, there are 3 lights under the wing, which is pretty cool. Also then you have oil dilution, you have your radio master, your battery, your instruments, fuel pump, primer, start, down here. You have your generator, you have your landing lights, you have recon lights or recognition lights, and so on and so forth. That's not even the half of this thing, right? Up here, this is highly important with this aircraft. I've broken this, and wait till I tell you this. Should it be a spoiler? Yeah. If you don't fly this airplane correctly, if you don't... There's all sorts of stuff. Hey, Gibbo Ireland just bought us something. That's a new break 19 for a radio check. We've new merch. I know, right? It's absolutely shameless plug time. Hang on, if I just type in merch, will it come up? Yeah, Sir Murph bought. Yeah, look, there's new merchandise. Feeling vain, Murph? Not at all. You're so anyway, as I was saying, the engine management is so important in this aircraft. If you over torque it, I suppose, or over rev it with your RPMs as you're flying, the engine will just say, nah, nope, and oil comes up. Oil as in oil. Oil, yeah, oil, black stuff up onto the windscreen on the canopy. Game over, ball burst, time to go home. I kid you not. I'll show you now when we're flying. But take my word for it. You're flying along, the engine is giving it absolute socks. You know, it's that screaming, ah, and then lights out. Oil comes up and you can't see out. It's pretty cool. It's a nice feature, but it reminds you, you really have to mind the engine on this aircraft. Because, well, you have war power and all this sort of stuff, and it's water-based, but you have to mind the engine, which is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Then, where are we at now? Over here, well, we have our mag switches, here, left and right. Oh, and you have a gun sight. I know, right? You can actually turn on the gun sight. Now, the battery's off, so we won't see it yet. But that's all there. It's all working. It's dimmable. This is a masterpiece. And to say that it's still work in progress, and they said, yeah, we got 1 or 2 small things we want to tweak. This thing can go out the gate as it is. It is absolutely fantastic. And look, it comes with so many different liveries and stuff. It's pretty cool. So what we're going to do before we get flying, well, we have a little segment of the show that we started last week. All highly entertaining, this stuff. And then I'll address ye, thee, and them in the chat and say hello, because, well, I haven't done that yet. And then I'm going to take this for a quick flight around the circuit, hopefully land it without causing some sort of an international incident. And then we're going to start our own group flight, for which we are here in New Zealand on the North Island. It's a nice flight, maybe an hour 20, hour 30. And we're going to be flying some GA aircraft after that. I'm probably going to go with the Piper Arrow. Because I got an update and I haven't flown it since its update. So we have a button to press. Ooh. This is all very professional. So, the news for this week. We have a new airport. This from MK Studios. These are the guys who released Dublin Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Keflavik. Visit Keflavik, the major airport of Iceland. The airport is known for its difficult weather conditions, including some heavy crosswinds. Oh. It's a fully detailed rendition of the airport, up-to-date ground layouts and stands according to the real-world changes. The terminal interior model, it's simplified for maximum performance. AI compatible, optimized for high performance. It's a 4 gigabyte download, and it sits just over 5 gigabytes when it's installed. You can pick this up over on the Orbex Direct website. The price, €15.97 or $18.71 US, or £13.64. Very fancy. Next up, we have more. Bali Airport from Aerosoft. So, I'll try and pronounce this. The Ngurah Rai International Airport, named after an Indonesian war hero, is now the third busiest airport in Indonesia. The airport serves many international and domestic airlines, and the runway's extension out to the sea has made it possible to accept the heavy aircraft such as the Boeing A330, the Boeing 74, and 777 aircraft. The airport has custom aerial imagery, custom-made ground details and textures, the aprons, taxiways and runways, detailed models of the airport buildings, complete with PBR, realistic-looking surrounding scenery with custom Bali-style buildings. The airport layout and terminal updated to reflect the late 2020, early 2021 situation of the airport. Animated jetways, dynamic night lighting, optimised for performance. It's 2.3 gigabytes of a download. Now wait till you hear this. This was a head-scratching moment. You can go to Sim Market and pick this up for €20.63. Or go direct to Aerosoft, you know, the lads who made it. It's €24.59. It's almost like €5 dearer to buy it from the lads who made it. Hang on, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. There's no words. It doesn't make sense, but there you have it. So, Airport Bali. Moving on. We're nearly there, lads. We're getting through it. Get to the chopper. We need to go now. So here's some news, right? And I haven't covered this in the news. There's many people checking out the Airbus H135 from the Hype Performance Group. It's a chopper. And it's freeware. And it's a project. It's a, kind of, not an open source project, but these guys are working on it. We're currently on version 0.8. Wait till you hear this. This thing had 74,000 downloads from flightsim.to, for which I say thank you, because I'm using their photographs to show off the aircraft. 74,000 downloads. Hang on, what was that? Something went bang. Hang on. Jump out here. Old veteran bought a two-tone Murphy mug. Very nice of you. Anyway, we're over here. Did you see the state of that transition? Anyway, many thanks, Scott. So what can we tell you? Well, the aircraft itself, the most recent update, they fixed the windshield. It means you have no rain, but it now runs an awful lot smoother. They've added an ENG and a FADEC physical switch. They upgraded the avionics to the multifunction displays. They've added exhaust heat effects. They upgraded the sounds. And the autopilot now supports level, PIT, heading, nav, and altitude. Now, we've all spoken about this aircraft. It is kinda a hack. The sim doesn't officially support the physics of helicopters just yet. Although in saying that, it does fly really, really well. There are 3 versions in which you can fly it. You can have it in the basic, the not so basic mode, and the last and probably my favourite, the holy moly, be careful what you're doing mode. Now, it comes with a ton of liveries. Most of them will be kind of, I don't know, fiction, but they're kind of cool, and it's free, and it's something different, so there we are. The aircraft is available to download, as I said, free over on the flightsim.to website. And finally, in our news for this evening, next-gen simulations with the Embraer EMB 110 Bandeirante. So, after a few months of hard work and a very stringent development process, Next-Gen Simulations is thrilled to bring everyone the Bandeirante for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is the most sophisticated and high-quality rendition ever made of the EMB 110 for this magnificent platform. Now, we'll all remember, you can pick up one of these things in X-Plane 11, and it was quite good. Fasty Phil, many thanks for the follow. This aircraft frame rate friendly models while keeping the good look and feel. Fully Microsoft Flight Sim SDK compliant development featuring the native GLTF format, high quality PBR ready textures. It has its own ramp manager EFB, which is kind of cool. 12 liveries. Full use of the interactive in-sim checklists, accurately rendered 3D virtual cockpit. Custom-coded animations, fully modernised avionics, authentic PT6A engine sound set, plus cockpit sounds. Now, there are some issues. Issues further tissues. There are a number of texture bugs, I suppose. It's a real case of, hang on, what did you do here? And there's one or two sounds, I think, that have some issues. I have been speaking to the developer and they're saying, look, we know where we're at, we know what we have to fix, it needs a little bit of time, but we thought the aircraft was at the stage whereby it is very fun to fly, which it is, and, you know, it can only get better from here. So let's wait and see what it can do. You can pick up the aircraft, it's €36.58. Now, you might say, that's a bit heavy. Well, it comes with, how many models did we say? There's two models. So you have the passenger variant and a freighter version as well. It comes with 11 different liveries. So yeah, actually there's 3 accurately modelled variants. You have the EMB 110P, the 110P1, and the P1K, which is the freighter version. So it's kind of cool, like, and you know, you can see from it, it just needs a little bit of polish, but it is great to have another twin-engine turboprop in the sim, which is super cool. So yeah, so isn't that all very nice and fancy? I think it is. So we'll go over to this screen. And now you're back to me. That was the news. I know, right? Very, very fancy. So yes, now it's over to Conor Marr for the weather. We do try. It's to keep us all informed of what's happening in the world of our wonderful Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know there are those who cover all the other sims, but well, I like this one. Let's call this one home. We like it. So yes, so we're back here with the Corsair. So what we're going to do, well, I'm going to show it off a little bit because, well, why not? Do you know? And well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Corsair before we get going. So as I said, Milviz are the developer of it. It has a custom sound set provided by Sim Acoustics. That might ring a bell in your head. They've done work before. Painstakingly modelled internal and external models, in-depth systems simulation from the Real Flight Manual, realistic and accurate flight dynamics, 21 HD liveries provided by 3D Reach. It has war emergency power, which is the water injection. It has a diving brake. I could do with a dive brake. Atmospheric night lighting and external light effects. Highly detailed product manual included. Microsoft Flight Sim interactive checklist for all normal procedures and a configurable optional external fuel tanks. There's a lot of features to this thing, which is fantastic. And as I said, there's so much history of this aircraft. Like I think it was the longest produced or the most produced American World War II aircraft. It's based on the Vought design, and it was sold off then. Goodyear, the company Goodyear, were involved with this. They had a license to build these. And the variant for Goodyear is FG, Foxtrot Golf. And that's what this aircraft here is based on. It is the FG-1D, which is, it's pretty cool. Goodyear, well, they make tires, but they also made other stuff. I think they made like the Zeppelin, or they had something to do with the Zeppelin. Oh, the horror! But yes, and trains and other stuff. And it If memory serves me from the document I read, I think they were based in Connecticut. This thing broke the record for the first American fighter to fly more than 400 miles per hour. I think it flew between Stewart and somewhere north of New York. But yes. DC says Goodyear built the US Navy's airships. Ah, that's them. Sweet. That's pretty cool. There's so much history here, and I said, like, we'll wait for Fabio to get his hands on this, because then we'll learn. Murph is just going to show it off and say, oh, look, it's nice and shiny, but Fabio will teach us the ways. So what we're going to do, well, we're going to start it up, because I'm sure you guys want to hear the sounds of this machine, yeah? So there is a checklist if you want to turn on the checklist. I'm not going to be that guy. When you guys pick up this aircraft yourself, go nuts with the checklist. But for Murph, we'll start it up to the best of our own kind of knowledge base. So let's see what happens. So first thing I'm going to do, we're going to come down here and we're going to turn on our battery, which is up here. The battery is on. We'll also get some exterior lights on. Ooh, cockpit lights. Sure, we'll turn them on as well. And we'll focus on the sounds. Do you know what I mean? Our mag switches, we're going to turn them both on. And our fuel selector valve, that goes on to reserve. Do you hear the noise? Aren't something else? So that's the first thing. So we're pretty much in a state whereby we can start pressing other buttons. So our battery is on, our mags are turned on, and our fuel tanks are turned on as well. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a prop in, mixture to full, and there's all instructions here. You know, it says like keep your throttle within the red bar, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and start it up, and well, let's see what happens, shall we? So we'll go over here, and we have a starter button, and we have a gen button. So we're going to turn on our fuel pump. Sounds like a hair dryer. And we'll go for start. Aha! I know what it did! You said, Murph, you forgot to add the fuel. You big idiot. Just hear the roar. Now, we'll come back down here. Fuel pump off. Generator on. Close the starter switch. Lower down the light. We need to open our cowl flaps here so you can look at the cylinder head temperature. That's going to start rising fairly quick. We'll open the cowls, and if you look over the nose, see the animation? They just slowly open. It's amazing. The sounds. Yeah, we totally got the Spitfire a play date, like 100%. So as we're sitting and we're idling, look at this. 10-cent tacos. Many thanks for the follow, dude. Is that a table for lunch? Isn't it handy? I suppose for like maps and stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. You really have to monitor your temperatures. As I said, you have to mind the engine on this, which is super important. So you can see that you have your oil and fuel, you have your oil pressures and temperatures, your cylinder head, you have your main fuel quantities, you have your hydraulic pressure, and again, if that's low, you can use your manual pump gadget here, and it makes an impact over here. You also have your ampemeter, and then your suction as well. A crisp shelf, yeah. So what I'm going to show you, we'll go outside for the sounds, will we? Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of chuckling away there. Now what we'll do, let's see here. We'll turn... Yeah. I know what I did there. Hang on, don't mind me at all. It's on reserve. Right, don't turn off the fuel, Murph. So if we go to our main tank, that's safer. Here's a guy who didn't read the manual. And we'll turn off these external tanks. There we go. So just to confirm what we did, right? Down here, according to the checklist, you have to start this off in the reserve tank. And then you can go to the main tank, and then everything else is going to be external. Center 2 is reserve tank. Yeah, I think so. But again, don't worry. It you know, they could update this and it'll all change. So the sounds are just. And because it's using that fantastic sound set, I don't know if you can hear it. All you can hear is the wind. It's amazing. Now, while we're on the ground, how's the volume? Now, while we're on the ground, what we're going to do, well, sure, we'll fold the wings. So we'll unlock it, here, and then we'll press this gadget here. Check this out. I mean, isn't that just the coolest thing you've ever seen in the history of all things ever? Get this, right? If you taxi with the wings folded up, it also affects the aircraft. When the wings are down, it has a real tendency to tip the wing. Like, you're going to strike the wing if you're not very, very careful. In this position, because all the weight is now getting pushed down onto the center of gravity, down through the landing gear, it's very hard to tip it. So even that makes the difference, which is nuts. Like, it's just crazy the detail they've gone into. And wait till you see this now. Wait till you see this. Hang on. Have to show you this, because this is important, right? Do you see the flaps? There's footprints on the flaps. I reckon your man was a size 9 or something. The doors in the DeLorean, yeah. But it's pretty cool. Here's Johnny says, right, new landing challenge. Land with the wings up. It's pretty cool. And even inside, like, if you're on the carrier, this is pretty much what you had. So, like, your views, well, you know. So, we're going to lower them. And you have all these wonderful hydraulic sounds. It's just fantastic. Lovely. So the wing is now in the down position. We're going to lock them. And that's it. Close our canopy. Ooh, and ah. So we'll do our we'll do our normal D and B keys. And my plan here is we're going to taxi out, do a quick flight, land it, and then carry on with this evening's stream. Does that sound like a plan? I should hope so. So, park and brake needs to come off. And don't worry in the chat, I'll get to you now in a moment. It's just the sounds though, do you know what I mean? There's no padding on the seat, says Jepson. Good to see you, Jepson. Correct, there is no padding. Oh, did I tell you it had a gun sight? Look. Oh, it has a gun sight. Do you know what I mean now? Actually, they could taxi before engine start, though they would get pushed by the crew. Ah. That's right, DC. Yeah. The parachute would have been beneath them. You had to bring your own cushion. Domingo Da Vinci. Dog fighting confirmed. This is going to be so much fun because you're going to have some people in Spitfires, some people in the Corsair. This is going to be amazing. And the aircraft we're flying in and the airport in which we're flying in, there's one of these in the real world actually based at this airport in New Zealand. It's cool. There's so many people here tonight. Guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Happy Wednesday, by the way. And don't worry, I'll say hello to everyone now in a few minutes in the chat. Just need to try and, well, you know, not break it. I believe there's a hurricane in development, ailerons. So I've read. So a bit of a hill here, Murph. Lean forward, everybody. Upsy daisy. Because, again, you're in a tail dragger, the same kind of laws apply. Keep the stick back. It just, you know. Now, this could be interesting on takeoff. This could be very interesting. And it's so easy to prop strike this thing. You have to be so gentle on the brakes. And what's remarkable as well with the brakes, when you hit them, you can hear the hydraulic, you can hear them whistle. It's nuts, like, it's the level of detail is nuts. Right, are we ready? We're going to take off and do some flying. And, well, then we're going to see what happens then after that. Turn up the volume, because it sounds nice. Right. Wish me luck. So you'll notice, I haven't gone full power. Not yet. Easy now, easy now. There's 80 knots. Upsy daisy. Many thanks for the follow there, Fly. Landing gear coming up. Now, there's a number of things we should have done before takeoff, as in, you need to get the correct trims. But again, this is pre-release. I find it easier taking off with everything set to neutral. But you must definitely, you know, you have to add, I think, a 6 turns to the right for your rudder. Catbat says, you make it look easy, Murph. No, I'm sweating here. The man is under pressure. So you notice the way straight away the aircraft wants to duck down to the left. So we'll start adding in some of this now. So we'll add in a bit of trim to the right, and the same here. And let's see how this reacts. You know, you definitely want to kind of bind the trimming stuff to whatever controls or keyboards or whatever it is you have. The filter is removing the reflections of your brow. CPU usage intensifies. So we can have a look at our cylinder head temperature, and we can also check out over on this side. What's our manifold pressure? Whoa, bring it back. It does not take much to kill it. So we can see from down here. Now we can open up also the cooling flaps for your oil and also your intercooler. But for the moment, we'll leave them sit, because it's kind of behaving itself. Now let's check out some of the lights as well. Because apart from what you guys have seen so far, from the looks and sounds, the lighting and the prop on this aircraft are absolutely amazing. Annalisa has bought a simulated horror t-shirt. Well, thanks. Do you like the new... it's fancy merchandise. You can wear a piece of Murph. No, that doesn't sound right. You can have me on... No, that's not better. You can be wearing merch. It made sense. I want to be on you. Oh, she got herself a pink mug as well. Right, I want to do this. It's all about the visuals and aesthetics, Murph. By the way, this thing is so maneuverable, but I'll show you the exterior when we're doing all this. So, what needs to happen, Murphy? Do. Right, now you might be saying, Murph, what are you doing? Trust me. Disappear me for a minute. I mean, would you just look at the state of this? Look at the propeller on this thing. But isn't it just? Do you know what I mean? There's a touch of class, like, between this and the Spitfire. It just gives you that, whoa, feeling, like, doesn't it? But, like, do you know what I mean? Isn't it just absolutely unbelievable? And again, as I said, if you if you don't mind the engine on this thing, you'll kill it. You'll just get oil up on the top, and that'll be it. Good night, Irene. That's all she wrote, and that'll be it. So it's amazing. So you do have to do an awful lot of engine management, which makes total sense. I don't want to break it. It'll be, you know, hilariously funny, but let you guys do it. But that's pretty much it. The Corsair, the FG1D. This thing still in pre-production, I suppose. They're still working on it. It was rumoured to be released tomorrow. It's hard to know. But as you can see from here, there's not much left really to do. It sounds great, it looks great, it flies great. It's great. This is remarkable. And dare I say, like, these guys are pushing the boundary so far as, well, it doesn't like going upside down, by the way. They're pushing the boundary so far as, well, what's the standard? Like, look at the texture work. It looks like it's an 80-year-old plane. Do you know what I mean? And just to be flying this thing at speed, it's just... And it's so maneuverable, it is really, really nice to fly. And, like, if you have the fuel tanks on, you'll notice how sluggish it is, at low speed particular. Once you get up to speed on this thing, it's kind of like the Spitfire. It just does its thing in the air. It's amazing. Port Noob says it puts the CRJ textures to shame. Like, it kind of does, like. Now, granted, it's a much smaller plane. There's, you know, there's almost zero glass in comparison to the CRJ. Gibbo said it looks like a Klingon bird of prey when inverted. What kind of does, actually? Hang on. It kind of does. Don't break it, Murph. Oh, Julia. But even, I don't know if you can hear this. Hear the noise? Like the way it cuts through the wings with the, or cuts through the wind with the wings. Absolutely gorgeous. So it's going to be very interesting to see an absolute, you know, clatter of these and a clatter of Spitfires. It's going to be amazing. The spatial sounds, yeah, 100%. 100%. Hey, Ben McClure's here. Good to see you. So whereabouts are you, Murph? I'm probably miles now from the airport, so we won't worry about the landing. I can't land this thing yet. I need so much practice with this. But I just want to show you some of the animations then. If we, we'll do a couple of things, right? Just to show you before we jump into our own group flight. So we're going to say, right, for the arrestor, that's going to go to the down position. And we'll zoom to about here. And if I now go for the landing gear, we're going to deploy the landing gear and you will see the arrestor cable drop as well. Look at the animations, look. I get nuts. Fold the wings up in mid-flight. Like, look how proud that thing's... Like, it just gives you an idea of the skill involved on actually putting this thing down on a carrier. Because you can't go too far back. Yeah, it's probably on a spring or whatever, but like, you're almost very comfortable just aiming to get these onto the front two wheels when you're going to land. Because that arrestor cable, or the hook, they call it a nook, but the hook that comes down, like, it's the same depth, I suppose, as the main landing gear. But yes, isn't it very nice? Do you guys approve? Will this be an instant buy for yous? Land it. I've no airports nearby. We can probably just put... Oh, hang on, there's something. Okay. Right, come on. I've succumbed to peer pressure. Now, the only thing is, I can't have this down. Up, you devil. They're mountains, Murph. They won't like you. Scott says, not an instant buy, but we'll get it eventually. And there goes the arrestor thingy-majiggy. So, where are we? Oh yeah, gotta go this way a bit. There's a good chance I won't land this. Just saying. No pressure, Murph. Everything's going to be fine. Get in my hangar! It's just the sounds though, lads. Do you know? Ooh, and ah. Goblin Zoo says, instant buy for me. Absolutely. Just look at the prop though. Waylon says, very tempted. Absolutely. Alright, turn off the old gun sight. Follow this river down a little bit. SCX says, is your name 2-to-1 Murphy or 2-tone Murphy? 2-tone Murphy. Tone. I got it as a nickname. I got sunburned one year, and you know, half my face was red and the rest of it where my cap was white, and same with my arms and everything. The name just kind of stuck. It's like astronauts with their nicknames, or fighter pilots. People kind of choose your own nickname. New Spawn says, what's the price tag? Well, it hasn't been officially released, but you know, if you want to compare it, their P3D variant is, I think, $40. So yeah. Right, so we need to kind of do a something. So we'll watch our speed. Landing gear coming down. Oh, there's the airport there. Look, we'll never get to this. We'll go for the grass runway, will we? We're very high. A standard Irish suntan then. Absolutely, Admiral Ted. Absolutely. It's just so majestic in this position. Flaps down, gears down, and it just floats. Beautiful. The ambulance are racing to the field, says Alison. It has speed brakes. Yeah, it actually has dive brakes, which is pretty cool. Right, Murph, try not to make a complete and utter idiot of yourself here. I can't make any promises. I'm all for the challenge me, but like, not when you can't see the runway. See, we can do things like this in the sim. We're playing God mode. We'll open the canopy just in case we have to jump out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's the runway. That's handy the way you can just kind of like move your head. Alright, easy does it. Easy does it. We even have a bit of wind for good effect. Mind the trees now, Murph. Oh, little bounce. It was almost like a 3-pointer, but like, not enough. Do you know what I mean? And again, you have to be so gentle on the brakes. Because you will just tip it. Don't act like you're not. It's the flare on this happens so fast. When you're approaching the runway and you can kind of see where the horizon is, you're saying, yeah, we're descending nicely. You kind of have to give it a maximum flare, as in last second stuff, and it'll hold it and then slowly descend. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. Now we turn off our tail wheel lock. So there we have it, guys. The soon-to-be-released Milviz Corsair. It is the FG1D. It's very fancy, isn't it? Very fancy indeed. So yeah, so they said it might be released tomorrow, but if it's not, maybe a couple of more days. It's very nice, isn't it? So. And that's kind of it. Very nice and very fancy. So that is the Corsair. Can't wait for this thing to come out. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, what do we need to do? We need to go into here now. Let me see. Yes. And, there's buttons. Absolutely. So we'll jump to this screen. I'm going to restart the sim. And, well, then we're all going to go flying together. Because that's what we do. So, hello. What a night. So I think a lot of the chat has probably disappeared, so it's time to say hello again. So we have Old Veteran 965, Fort Noob is here, ESPN has rumbled in, Friendly Fire's here, good to see you, my guys. Mechanical has rumbled over, Steve Solo is here, Super Typhon has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude, cheers. Ooh. Who else do we have? DC Vipers here, Dennis G, Ben McClure, LT Smart, what? New Spawns is here. Low Lead AV. Or is it Low Lead? Rad Pilot Randy is in the house. Catbat 9 is here. Gibbo Ireland's in the house. Seamus McNeil. Colonel Fork 85. Annalisa. Alison Johnson. Here's Johnny. Rad Pilot Randy. Ailerons into wind. Friendly Fire. See you later. Mr. 90's here. Keen Lafford rumbles in. Good to see you guys. Cy Murray's here. Wolf to Fear is in the house. Fort Noob. Hello. Philly Roach. CDN Taz, Mr. 90. Great to see so many familiar names, guys. Thanks a million for rambling over tonight. Who else? It's very busy. Here's Johnny. Land it, Murphy. Land it. Dangerous Brian is here as well. Captain Boo is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Undertaker 355. Rest in peace. The Undertaker's here.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Favorite wrestler of them all. So it is. But yes, who else? Draco is here. Spitfire RAF 100. Who else? It's so busy. Wayland Utani has rumbled in. WB 1990 says, have you tried it in VR, Murph? Oh yeah. Tom the Crab is here. Happy Wednesday to you. Sierra Charlie X-Ray. We'll just call you Sierra Charlie X-Ray. But he's here. Many thanks, guys, for all the follows. This is bananas. Admiral Ted is here. Who else? Annalisa says, I've got the Suda cream and crisps in the first aid box. Who else? Seamus McNeil's nicely done, he says. Well, thank you. Crompton is here. Good to see you. Walton's rambles in. Ben McClure is here. Super Typhon is here. Dennis G is here. Alison has just dipped a tier 1 sub to Super Typhon. Alison, you legend. Thank you very much. You're so kind. Hey, Mechanical is here. Ian Fisher has rambled in. Dust Ninja is in the house. All of Fabio's crew. Hey, guys. And once again, thanks so much, Fabio, for the raid, my dude. Very kind of you. Do you like me bot's name? It's called Sir Murphbot. Sir Murphbot? Is this guy vain? But yes, kind of is. Colonel Fork gifting 3 tier 1 subs. Colonel Fork, behave yourself. Many thanks. My dude, really do appreciate all the support, guys. Mr. 90 says I'm here twice. Hey, Andy Brown is here. Hey, Andy. Low Pox M is here. Ben McClure says the bot got knighthood. Sir bot. Yeah, I know, right? That was the deal. We lost him on Monday. We had to make a deal. And I've been watching The Crown way too much, so he became a sir. A knight, if you will. Thank you. That's what happened. Larson202 is here. Care85 rambles in. Screenfly and Chilled Corky. Hello. Jan Moorcamp is in the house. Ailerons into wind. Bryboy 2020. It's so busy. You have failed my test, says Lieutenant Smartbot. Well, Lieutenant Smartbot, just to keep it, you know. Airwolf 643 is in the house. Good to see you. Annalisa says, can I just say for the record, Colonel Fork, hang on, wait, what? He's gifted 195 subs. He needs a promotion. Promote that man. He should be known as Sir Colonel Fork. Thank you very much indeed, my dude. Very kind of you. So the sim is booting up here in the background. We're going to be now live on the North Europe server. If you guys would like to join us, our only request, it's got to be GA all the way. That is our plan. So, PA 28 time, Murph. As was our want. One moment. That's all okay. Yes. I reckon it's going to be busy at this little airport. Just saying. So our first flight, it's going direct from November Zulu Mike Sierra over to November Zulu November Papa.
Hey, good buddy.
And we're going to be going via November Zulu Whiskey uniform. As was I want. Who be this? Peter plays games. Many thanks for the follow. Hey, Mr. Chippy is here. Hello, Mr. Chippy. So as I said, we're going to be on the North Europe server. And you guys are more than welcome to come flying with us. Something in a GA would be just rather dandy. So it would. The legend that is Colonel Fork. It's just mind-blowing. There are no words. So as we're booting up, I want to say thank you to a lot of people because these are all awesome. And, well, no doubt, the list will have to be updated even further. But I just want to give a big shout out to the guys who are supporting the channel by financial contributions. I feel like a politician when I say that, but I just want to say thank you all indeed for all the love and support you're giving the channel. So we'll do that, then we'll get airborne, and then we're going to be good to go. All right? So that's the plan. As I press buttons here in the background. Don't mind me. Why did it? Hang on. Shh. Go sleep, airplane. Go sleep. We're not ready for it yet. Ooh, the frames. Now, bear with me. Need to do a thing, and then I need to do another thing, and then we'll get ready, and we'll keep it lit. We shan't waste much time. So what we're going to do. Do. Spit okay or too fast? No, you can use the spit. Hands down all the hands down all the dark money. Okay. So it's time to say hello and thank you to some many people. We'll start with our flight crew. Big shout out to Alaska 559, Anna Crussis, Andy Shaw, Austin Butenbach, B-Pod, Bell Bro, Captain Sickbag, Captain Spitfire, Sir Neil, Fly Darren, Ford Entertainment Group, Gareth Byrne, Goblin 2 Biz, Hal Jor, Larson 202, Mac Shiggity Pilot, Nathaniel Davin, Nick Stratford, Papa Joe B, Peter Fast Pete 84, Peter Paskov, Ricky Kelleher, Samson Video, Tim Middleton, WB 1990, and indeed, a Willie Canuck. Cheers, my flight crew dudes. Moving on, we have our co-pilots. A big shout out to Bad Dog. He's a great dog, really great dog. We have Brian Spain, Dougal McTavish, Jarden 1 Abel, John Amler, John Morris, Ludos Regum, Mark Dyson, Noel Kay, Patrick Cullen, Pilot Peely, Sean Leo, Tony Robinson, 6 Knots, Abo 92, Airwolf 643, Andrew Hill 87, Oz Flight Simmer, Bosman, Big Ears 60, Billowette, Blair Voyage, Brandon Lowe, Brown Doe, Bit Monster, Care 85, Catbat 9, CDN Taz, Chemical Ole, Cool Sax 98, Crompton 33, Cyboman Drew, See You Later, Dragon 40, EL 737RS, Epic Fool, ESPN 74, Fort Noob, Frogman Delta, Frugos 1, GNLU, Goblin Zeus, Goodness Sig, Hans Grubber Jr., Hawk Driver 101, HCB Or 1100, Here's Johnny, Ivan Axman, Jacob Mossad, JMS 737, Johnny Aardvark, Jamamu, Copper Pete, Kozaki Flyer, Like to Program, Mad C 888, Merlin Flyer, Mike 71G, MJ Daiso, Mr. Snowhill, Mr. Zed Rider, Naughty Gnome, Neon Jedi, Nighty Night Owl, P. Anderson, Papa Joe B, Piat 691, Philly Roach, Primal Banana every time, Purple Kona, Red Dragon Comrie, Rogers RC75, Roger Mo 3, Shuffle Shoes, Sir Blackie a lot, Skydive Man, Snowy Master 738, Soaring AJ, Splasher 6, Swamp Dragon 111, The Winged Llama, Whack-A-Mo, Wiganner 99, we have K Branch and Sir Fuzz. Legends and legends and legends. Sandy Box God, many thanks for the follow. Cheers, my guys, for all the support. Very, very kind of you. This is the thing. If you're new to the channel and you're saying, why is he still talking? I like to mention all the subscribers. It's a thing, right? Moving on, we have our pilots in command. And a big shout out to... Hey, Wolf of Fear just subscribed. Cheers, my man. Look at him jumping in. And your man is all horsome tonight. I'm horsome tonight. But cheers. I'm going to be half cut leaving here. Anyway, our pilots in command, we have Ailerons into Wind, Alison Johnson, Causeway 04, Captain Rudiger, Dale Jones, Dangerous Brian, Daza T. Arab, G. Slayer, Gibbo Ireland, Annalisa, Kebmo 25, Kingsman 9965, Mark O'Gorman, Mr. Chippy, Scotland Comet Project, Seamus McNeil, Tom LeCrab, Train Williams, Warhamster, and Wayne Prefontaine, followed by IB Proofin 007, and the man, the myth, the legend, Jepson 2001. Thank you so very, very much for your awesomeness and your support. Cheers, my guys. We're nearly there. There's one left. Hang on. He lines up the shot silently with the can, who didn't turn on the webcam for the bin cam. Hang on. Oh, nailed it. Right. And last but not least, we have our wing commanders. Who, why, I don't know. But, well, They insisted, and I said, okay. But a big shout out to Andy Brown, Colonel Fork 85, Jan Markamp, and Old Veteran 965, also known as Scott Voigt. Thank you all so very, very much, guys, for all your support. I don't understand it. I never will. But I'm very, very, very grateful for your generosity. Thank you so much indeed. It is amazing and just, do you know what I mean? It's nuts. Ooh. Right. Method Madness gin and tonic is the I was going to say poison. It's not. It's actually very, very nice. That's what we're having tonight. Kapat says downloaded the new version from Nvidia. The FPSage is now butter smooth. I saw Dazza earlier on. We were on Fabio. On Fabio. That didn't sound right. We were watching Fabio's stream, and Dazza said, "Murph, have you tried it?" And I was like, "No, had you?" He goes, "I'm downloading it now." And I was like, Godspeed. So I don't know if it worked. So yes, so we're on the North Europe server, guys, if you want to join in. So, we have planes. For a moment there, I was getting nervous. So we're back in our beloved PA-28. So, fuel. We're okay for fuel. So what we're going to do... Look at this. Hey, Draco has just subscribed. 2 months, dude. Thank you very much. The loving is real. Ooh, tasty. Murphy is already losing the ability to speak straight. Oh, yeah. We're an hour into it and he's... Anyway, so, battery. There's some life. It's sounding good already. Fuel tank goes to on. There we go. But the frames aren't really behaving. Now, let me see. Get some lightage here, Murph. That's important. Mags 1, 2, and 3. Mixture goes to rich. Fuel pump on. There's some sounds. Sounds jolly good. We'll say clear prop. Ooh. It's alive and kicking. Now, do you know what I might do? I've been fine with this the last day. I might swap it over to the old GNS. The state has been restored. Would you look at the state of the restoredness? Oh, I bet you that's not going to work. Did anyone else notice that? I think that's a bug. As in, it just won't turn on. Never mind, I fixed it. You have a button here for it, and you can turn it on. So it appears to be okay. So we're on GPS mode. Our transponder is set to altitude reporting. Go ahead and put on our pitot and landing light. Pitot heat and landing light. Autopilot, not worried about at the moment. Fuel is okay. Leave our fuel pump on. And what else? We're kind of good at that, I'd say. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so where is everyone? They're all down here. So we're going to follow them. Follow me! Don't follow me! So it's Wednesday. We're at the halfway point of the week. And, well, I don't know. Are people going to get some holidays maybe for Easter? Is that a thing? Navigraph just acquired SimBrief. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, right. That's kind of cool. But does that mean now that your SimBrief... Hang on. Do you pay a subscription to SimBrief? No, you pay a subscription to Navigraph, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to be interesting, actually. Navigraph have been making huge strides the last couple of months. Who be this? Is it Aquad? Hang on, how do we pronounce this name? Aqua... I don't know what to say. Let's say Aqua or Aquad. Hello to you, my dude. Good to see you. Many thanks for joining us. Hopefully the Navigraph integration with SimBrief will be automatic now. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Where are we going, Murph? We're going this way. Be mindful of the tree, will you? We were going right the first way. Alison is on leave now until the 8th of April. Nice. I think Gibbo was saying he's on leave as well. So, I have a 4-day week this week. I have a 4-day week next week, and then I'm off for a week. So it's just like, oh, yes. New Zealand New Zealand. November Zulu, November Papa. Am I at the correct airport? Dangerous Brian. Negative. We're currently at November Zulu Mike Sierra. Masterton. You're at where we're going to. I have to wait 2 months to change my name. That's okay. EL says, with the home office thing, I'm like 3 months on leave already. Yeah, but don't tell your employer that. You're very busy working at home. In fact, you're getting more work done at home than you would in the office. But yes, I haven't flown this machine since the update, so well, our compass is working. That's always an added bonus. Fortnite says, most productive I've ever been. Donna says, yeah, it feels like I've been on leave for a year now. You see, so the day job of me, I work in logistics, transport and logistics, so like we actually got busier because, you know, people are at home, they're online shopping and, you know, the stuff is busy. So I got busier. EL says, Murph, no problem, I'm having a beer with the boss during this period. Nice. Gibbo says, for what it's worth. See, I'm smart. I'm like FWIW. The hell does that mean? For what it's worth, a thumbs up for today's NVIDIA update. Nice. We'll give it a shot. Right. How do we fit out here? Right, gang. You know. Oh, we have the Thunderflies. Look at this. Thunderflies. So we have our own aerobatics display team. What? Right? We do. There was like 7 members of them now. And basically they just, you know, rip around the place doing all sorts of amazing aerodynamic and aerobatics. Aerobatics. It's amazing. The new update is smooth. Okay, I'll download it tomorrow. And I was asking over on Fabio's stream about the CRJ. Was it updated? It is. I can see the update. Piper says, I'm almost at New Zealand. No, and whenever I see NZ, it's an automatic New Zealand. It's a total gridlock. Right, come on, mush. Let's go, lads, come on. Does anyone know how to make them go? Hey, Peter Pepperman is here. Apparently video cards are really expensive at the moment because of the cryptocurrency miners are buying them in bulk. I think it's more to do with the manufacturers selling them to the crypto miners. But what are you going to do? Like, it's a guaranteed sale. And they buy in bulk. Punch it, Chewie! Right, there go the Thunderflies. Right, so let's walking, talking and squawking. Let's give it a lash. Ford says it's due to Samsung microchips shortages. Ah, well that makes sense. Turn you down a smidgen. So airspeed alive, there's 60 knots. We're getting light here. Upsy daisy. Positive rate of climb, and it's indicating. Bring our landing gear in, tapping the toe brakes. Yeah, give it time though. You know, they're going to have cards back at some stage. So that was kind of a decent climb out there, Murph. Not too shabby at all. Okay, I'd say you're only dying now to get to the next bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to hop on out, fly around, and let's get a head count. So if you guys are currently flying with us, do now press the number 2 into the chat. Hello, Fireflies. Would you look at the state of that view? I mean, come on! Kane Leopard, you have a lot of counting tonight, fella. We're looking good. We have a huge mix of different aircraft with us tonight. We got Pipers, we got Finanzas, Spitfires, MB339s. That also got an update. Thought I saw an Icon out there as well. Oh yeah. Mr. 90 unable to fly today. That's okay, my dude. The flight plan for tonight will be available over on the twotonemurphy.com website. If you want to go back and fly it, real handy. Oh, there's a Mooney too, says Alison. Of course there is. Alison Johnson flying the Mooney. Don't forget, guys, coming up this weekend on Saturday, Alison Johnson is completing, I think it's leg 11 of the Amelia Earhart trip. Do be sure to check out Alison's channel. The link in the chat. Also, on Sunday, I think we'll have a flight from ailerons into wind. And then on Sunday evening, we'll have a flight from Colonel Fork 85. So be sure to check out the fantastic flying, my dudes. Is Keane Lefford here? Did we get a head count yet? No pressure, Keane. No pressure. Look at the scenery here, though. Look at the ground textures. Hey, we got a Baron. A DA62, an SR22. This is nuts. The amount of different planes. Plane 54 is now following. Many thanks. Leg 11 and 12. Aha. Legs 11, says Mr. Chippy. Is this Two-Tone Murphy bingo? You can play bingo, by the way, if you're not flying, and you want something to do. On Twitch, just scroll down in the About, and you'll see a play bingo, or TTM bingo. You'll win a prize. The prize is, you get to play it again. Oh, we got some Thunderfly action. Mr. Chippy says, I count 55 plus a Murph, but I'm no keen, it might be wrong. Another 7.5 hour flight. Well, Alison's flight, that'll be 1,400 nautical miles. That's going to be up there. That's certainly up around 6 or 7 hours. Easily. So we're going to fly towards the magenta line. Something like this. We're going to ramble down here to our autopilot. Turn it on. We're going to select our nav mode option. And select heading. We'll continue our climb here as well. All is good. We're doing all right. So let's check out some scenery here. Would you look at the... come on. Don't act like you're not impressed. So, New Zealand, right? I was there. I was only on the South Island. It's also known as Southland. Which is really nice. But the airport we just took off from, Masterton, it's also known as Hood Aerodrome. It was named after George Hood, a pioneer. He was an aviator who died trying to make the first trans-Tasman crossing in 1928. The aerodrome is used extensively for GA operations, and it's home of New Zealand's Sport and Vintage Aviation Society, which has a hangar on site since 1978, which also houses a still-flying Corsair F1G. Very nice. Oh, Poxdam says, what altitude are we planning for? We're looking for about 6 and a bit. Just to get over these mountains. These are the highest peaks we need to worry about. FG1D, not an F1G. The shame! The shame! Abba says, when were we in New Zealand, Murph? Was there... when was that? It was either 2018 or 2017. It's when the Lions tour for rugby was on. I went over to look at the Lions. 5,300 reckons EL737. Okay, I was aiming for 6, but we'll see. We'll take our time. Speed is looking kind of alright at the minute-ish. What's our mixture here as well as we continue to climb? 2017. Yeah, I think that was the one. So, what can we tell you about New Zealand? Well, Kia ora. It means hello. That's Maori for hello, or just Kia ora, but they say Kia ora. Until the early 20th century. Hang on. Is it the Aotearoa? Was an alternative Maori name for the North Island. In present usage, the Aotearoa... I can't even pronounce it. That's terrible, isn't it? Moving on, the first European visitor to New Zealand, he was a Dutch explorer by the name of Abel Tasman. Yes, I found this island here. It's just past Australia. It's very nice. That was Murph's attempt to do a Dutch accent. Yes. New Zealand is one of the last major land masses settled by humans. Radiocarbon dating, evidence and deforestation. DNA... Mrs. Two-Tone, why did you put in some of the biggest words I've ever seen in the history of all things ever? Anyway, basically what they're saying is Polynesians first settled on New Zealand somewhere between 1250 and 1300. Ooh. So some famous people born in New Zealand. Well, Russell Crowe, you know. Big British, Australian accent, really from New Zealand, Maximus. That fella. Who else? Carl Urban. He was an actor. He's in the new Star Trek movies as, McCoy. And he was in Lord of the Rings. Rohan. You know that guy? Richard William Pearce, a farmer and inventor who performed pioneering aviation experiments. Witnesses interviewed him many years afterward and claimed that Pearce flew and landed a powered heavier-than-air machine on the 31st of March, 1903, 9 months before the Wright brothers. Hang on, lift the handbrake. What? Richard William Pearce. He was a farmer and an inventor who seemingly flew before the other lads. Ibuprofen is away. You take care. Look at this. So we're flying here. Look at the formation. Look. Isn't it gorgeous? So we've pretty much cleared these mountains. So we're going to use the little hat trick and just say a level flight, please. And we'll level off here. And we'll just keep an eye on the wonderful, wonderful flying. Urban was the new Judge Dredd. Jay Winniker's here. Where's the Kiwi accent? Can I do a Kiwi accent? You could try. Doesn't really work. It depends what you try to sound like. Seemingly, they're able to pronounce their R's. You know? They have, they've a very pronounced R. The New Zealanders. I love the New Zealand accent. It's ridiculous. But yes. I have friends who are from New Zealand. 5 out of 10. Get out of it. It sounds like E. Huh? The R. I nearly went South Africa there for a minute. No, it's I need to listen to it. E's are pronounced like I's. Oh yeah. Mr. Chippy, 100%. Ask a Kiwi, can you repeat the following sentence? Can you wash my deck? Oh, Julia. Alison says, so the first time I heard 6, I had to double take. Dan Carter. So, let us get some dance emotes into the chat for Annalisa. Groovy, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. Look at the formation flying here. Annalisa jumps from the top of the dishwasher, which she's currently loading. Look at the formation flying here, lads. This is impressive. And look at the scenery we have. And like the gas thing is, Southland in New Zealand, it's like Leitrim and Cavan, only nuts. There's Kapiti Island in the distance to the left. Ooh. Ooh. So on my adventures to New Zealand, I never got to the North Island. It was all south, and I fell in love with the place. It's the people, the scenery, the weather. It was just ticking all the boxes. It was amazing, absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to get back to visit. I went to me. Oh, hang on. Oh, look, thunderflies. Hang on, I've story time at Murph. So I'll tell you what happened, right? When I flew, maybe I told you this story. I don't know. I'm going to tell you again though. When I flew to New Zealand, I went to my own. So I was delivered to Dublin Airport, and you boarded the plane, and well, I had the crack with the flight crew. I wanted to make Jaeger bombs, but they didn't have any Red Bull. So I was like, you can make it with ginger ale. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, it's fine. It wasn't fine. But anyway, apart from the flying, and, you know, I told them the story. Mrs. Stewart was her name. It wasn't. She was an Australian lady. On the way from Dublin to Abu Dhabi. No. Was it Abu Dhabi you went to? Or Dubai? Abu Dhabi. Dublin, Abu Dhabi. On that flight, she was tiny. A small Asian lady was beside me, and like she took up the same amount of space as a cat. It was, you didn't even know she was there, and she just kind of curled up into her little seat, and that was grand. I had so much room. I was like the dude, and she didn't say much. I didn't say much to her, and it was grand. I got myself politely, happily hammered all on the way. Hey, Keane Lafford is back. I have arrived back. The dog had to be rambled. Ooh. So that was grand, right? So that was on the way to Abu Dhabi. Then when we got to Abu Dhabi, they opened the doors and they left us sitting on the ramp. Well, standing on the ramp for about 10 minutes in the desert, in the heat. It was like, what? So straight away, I was grand. Didn't feel the effects of jet lag or a couple of gin or ginger ale, Jaeger, whatever you want to call them. But then, flying then from Abu Dhabi to, was it Melbourne? There was a lady, an Australian lady, and she was lovely. You know, middle-aged, 50s. And we were chatting for a little bit. And she was telling me all about, I was waffling. You know, I do that when I'm nervous. I just keep talking about random things. So she started telling me all about Home and Away and Alf Stewart and Flaming Galah and all these kind of funny isms that Australians say. And it was hilarious. Keen Affer says, did you do a count? We did, Keen. In your absence. Look at the wind wave from them. Look at the state of them. Thunderflies. T-Bone 420. What server? We're on the North Europe server, dude. So that was grand. Chatting away to Mrs. Stewart, which was not her name. I told her all about Glenroe. All about Glenroe. Blackie Connors, Miley and Fanula having a bit of a rummage in the hay barn. It was very, very emotional. But anyway, when I was in the airport in Melbourne, they have showers there. And they're like the round kind of cubicle things in the middle of the terminal. So they're by the gates. So I said to myself, what would be better after 19, 20 hours flying? Oh, more. About 24 hours flying. At that stage, you need a shower. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, I'm all aeroplane and, So I rambled out, so I did. And I said, I'll go for a shower. As was my want. So, there's a button. And, it opens up. And you go in. Oh, that's grand. And there's a button on the wall. And the door opens like Star Trek. There's one of them doors. But obviously when you go in, well, you can't open it from the outside. You have to press the button on the inside. Unless you call security, they'll probably open it up. But that was grand. So I went in anyway and, went about my business, had my shower, which was very, very nice. And I'll never forget it. You know when you do the pulling up the trouser leg dance on one foot? That was the stage I was in. So I had my shower, I dried myself, had a shave, everything was fine. And then I did the pulling up the pair of pants with the one-legged dance. And whatever move I made, the door release, you know them like big, you know like an isolator switch? They're a big massive red switch that you press them and then, you know, whatever you press, it instantly reacts. So doing the one-legged dance like this, I went backwards and my back went straight into the button and the door opened. And there must have been several hundred people at the gate waiting to board a flight. And here's Murph in a state of, oh, what in the name of pulling up me jocks? And they all looked in and saw me in me jocks. And they were purple jocks. Not that I have a thing for like colourful underwear, but you have to, it's like socks. Do you know what I mean? I wear boxers, by the way, but like boxer shorts. I know, right? But you have to have kind of mad colours just to, you know, keep things interesting. It's like socks. Okay, today's ones are black, but yesterday's were like bright yellow and they had Homer Simpson on them. You have novelty things, right? So yeah, bounced into it. The door went and then I just went, and everyone just went, it's like walking into the back of a church and like accidentally letting one off. Everyone just kind of turns and like looks at you, undressing you with their eyes. So I closed the door and I stayed in for a good 20-30 minutes maybe, just standing there going, the shame, the shame. And then when I came out, thankfully that plane had departed and they were gone. I could have done with a second shower. Oh, the horror. I even rang Mrs. Tooton. I was like, hello, darling, I'm here in Australia. You'll never guess what happened. What did you do? What did you do now? Are you in trouble? No, I'm not in trouble. Well, I don't think so. That wasn't simulated. No, people got a real fright. Children were crying, people bursting into flames, airplanes saying, no, we're not landing here. It was terrible. I was traumatized. And then I walked through the gate feeling somewhat fresh, but, you know, full of shame and remorse. And then I met the lovely people of New Zealand Air, or Air New Zealand, Kia ora. And they're all wearing the dresses and they're giving us socks. And they were so nice. Complimentary drinks, complimentary food, and they were just mad to know about me. And then I told them my various stories of what I got up to for the last 24 hours. They were all having a laugh, you know. I was just like, I'll never be allowed to go anywhere on my own, ever. Oh. And then I did some really stupid things when I was in New Zealand. I have a habit, not stupid thing, but like, do you know what I mean? If you were with me, you know the way everyone has that one friend that when they do things, you're just like, oh, why? That's me. And it's not intentional. I'll just do random weird things, do you know? We're in a karaoke. Well, it wasn't a karaoke bar. We were in a pub near Wanaka. Ailerons was flying there last week, and it was a samba. Samba. It was a dancing night. You know, like samba dancing. They're all giving it the cha cha. He like a do the cha cha. You know that samba dancing stuff. So I walk in anyway, and the two lads are there, me two mates, and we're having a couple of pints. And there's a piano, and I turn very slowly into what I think is a good piano player after a couple of pints. I don't really, but do you know what I mean? But the confidence builds up in you. So I said it's time to have some music. So I went about playing the piano, and I didn't get the message. The first person said, "We're trying to have a dance here, mate. Could you stop?" And I was like, it's grand, dance to my music. It's fantastically brilliant. So there I am, belting away with chopsticks. Come on, you can dance to chopsticks. It's great. It was amazing. There's a volcano up here, by the way. Over here somewhere. I think we have to pass it. Oh, there it is, look. Ooh, can you see it? It's over that direction. We're landing relatively close to that. So if we look at our little mappage here, we're going to cross the bay, which is here. We're going to pass by said volcano, and then we're landing just there. This is going to be very scenic. I don't think that Murph and Mozart rhyme. Dangerous Brian says, I think we can descend now to 3,000. Okay, Brian, that sounds... Oh yeah, we're very high here, aren't we? So, what we're going to do, descend, please. If we press this button, and descend. Good call, Brian. We shall descend towards 3,000. We're very high, and the scenery here is beautiful. So we'll just get ourselves trimmed up here a little bit so we can see what's happening and continue on with our descent. As was our wont. Now, it looks like it's 200 kilometers away. No, it's pretty close. Compton says, I think it's probably the state in which you think you play really well after a few, but in reality, oh well, bless the ears of anyone nearby. Pretty much. Hey, everybody! Come listen how good I sound! Dun, 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 dun. And then, like, you know, you get a note wrong. Dun, 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 dun. That'd be me. Yep says higher volcano at 2 o'clock. Ooh. It's a little bit hazy. We can't see it just yet. So quick check on everything before we jump out to have a look. RPMs are a little bit high, but we are descending, which is quite okay. Fuel tanks are good. Temperatures and pressures are all good. So we'll continue our descent, as was our wont. How does Mrs. Two-Tone even let you out of the house? I don't know at all. I just don't know. He can tickle my ivories. Oh. Gibbo says, Murph, it was the Top Gun anthem you were trying to play, wasn't it? I've been trying to play that for so long. Look at this. They were hiding behind us all along. So, if you guys are new here, well, first and foremost, thank you very, very much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the Flying Circus. We're here with the Fireflies and indeed the Thunderflies. We live stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 1900 Zulu time. Many thanks to the follow, Yana Yep. On Monday nights we're on YouTube. Wednesdays and Fridays we're right here on Twitch. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to hit the follow button for followage. And we also have a Discord. Be sure to ramble over there. That's where we hang about when we're not on the live stream. Kane Lefford says only 47 days until the Eurovision. Ooh. Isn't that a sight? Super Typhon says, hope to see the Thunderflies soon with that could be sooner than we all think. We're working on something. So we kind of have the official, unofficial theme song of the Thunderflies. Shall we play it? Ooh. just look at the state of them, though. Do you know what I mean? Now, altitude, we're still dropping nicely, so we'll keep doing our thing. They're all talking about, do we have photographic evidence of Merce doing silly things? Yes. What's this now? They also don't need to. Murph has a very interesting story of a night out with the boss. Oh, God. So, story time at Murph. There was, once upon a time, I was invited to a rugby match. It was a corporate thing with work. And it was one of the first... Was it the first time? Hey, Fancy Gentleman Sal is now following. Better call Fancy Gentleman Sal. Many thanks, my dude. Yeah, we need a big sip for this one. Oh, dear. So, I'm not sure, was it the very first time I went out in the capacity of, you know, a corporate event with my employer. It should have been the last. So we went out to watch a rugby match. We went into town, into the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, at Lansdowne Road, and we watched rugby. And we had a couple of pints. We actually started off at the Horse... Is it the Horse House Inn or the Horse Show Inn? Which is right across from the RDS in Dublin. It's a lovely pub. And we had a couple of pints in there before the match. And like I was at this stage walking in. Right? And then we went in and we got food. You know, we'd food and we'd... the Horseshoe, that's the one, Gibbo. Yeah. We went in and, you know, a couple of beers on the way. And got in, had a bite to eat. Just like burgers and like chips and whatever. And had a couple of more pints. Well, there were bottles. Anyway. Having the crack. Great crack. Ireland won the match. It was brilliant. You know, it was all hilarious. Fancy Gentleman Sal has cheered. Love the music. Many thanks for the fighter jets, indeed. Cheers, my dude. Anyway, couple of more pints, followed by, yes, even more pints. And it was a rookie mistake. At this stage, I was like up to here with it. I was like, no, I stayed drinking. But I was all right. Like, I was all right. I've savage... what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? It's I can drink a lot and be all right. Do you know what I mean? I'm not immune to it, but like I've very high levels of resistancy when it comes to having a few beers. Stamina, yeah. A savage liver, yeah. Tolerance, that's the one. Yeah, all these words. I'll take them all. Don't act like you're not. But anyway, so went out and there was my employer, who's my boss, who's my boss, and then my employer's mate. All really stand-up guys, gentlemen, great crack to go out with, and just nice people. And I was in the whole, like, you know, behave yourself, Murphy. You know, you're here with behave. You know. So anyway, we went off to a couple of places to have a few beers, which was fine. And then we said, should we go back to Nice? Okay, because that's the neck of the woods. So a taxi from town to Nice. Now, here's the disclaimer: I am not a good traveller at all. Like, I need to be riding shotgun or I need to be driving. It's just the way it is. I need to be in control. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. I don't travel very well. Forget putting me into the back seat of anything. Unless, like, you know, there's aircon, windows down, and, like, you know, classical angels are, like, playing classical music to me. Like, it doesn't work well. And I've tried the armbands and the foot bands, and I've tried it all. Doesn't work. It's like, it's some sort of like vertigo in my head. It's like the ear levels just say, no, we're now going to make you feel queasy. Ooh. So anyway, we were getting into the taxi. We ended up somewhere, where were we? I don't know where, we were somewhere in Dublin. And back in towards the city. And we're heading back, we were going to head down to, it was Kill, a place called Kill, the old house. Because we got word that some of the players were heading back to the old house for a couple of pints. So grand. And I have a sister who lives up that neck of the woods, so it's like, sorted. And I was staying in my sister's house, you see. My sister Ruth. So, hello Ruth. And Chloe, who's my niece. Hello Chloe and Ruth. They're probably not watching, but if they are, the shame! So, that was grand. I got into the taxi being the junior. I better let the boss sit in the front. I'll sit in the back. I'll be totally fine. into the car, and what happened? The boss sat in beside me, so there was no one in the front seat, and I was like, okay. So, taxi man to this destination, and it's about a 40-minute drive. 40-minute drive. Sat into the vehicle, and off we went. Hey, Beardo the Weirdo is here. Good to see you. Into the car, and off we went. And, of course, within minutes, I went... The nodding dog. I fell asleep. And, like, it wasn't even that my head... it was... And the boss man was asleep as well. So that was grand. Anyway, I don't remember the journey. All I remember was waking up about 1 mile from our destination. And how I woke up, to this day, it gives me nightmares. I woke up like this. Mouth was full. I started to vomit. I started getting sick. And I woke up getting sick because I was having when I thought back, I was having a dream saying, "Oh, you're so crazy. You need to get out." And I was like, "No, I'm asleep. It's all fine." And then, so what happened was, I got into a bit of a pleshka. Couldn't talk, couldn't breathe, and what I meant to do was gently tap the driver on the shoulder to alert him to my unpleasant situation of my uncomfortableness. What actually happened, I punched him, and he lost the will to live. The car started doing all sorts of skidding and locking on the brakes, and he's shouting. My boss woke up, and as he turned going, "What's going on?" I was just like, boom! It was like the scene out of Team America. Oh my God. All over him. There was not a bit of him that was saved. All over the driver, all over the dashboard, all over the seats. And by the time the driver pulled in, I opened the door. I'm feeling all right now. Oh God. So I cleaned up my mess as best I could, which, what can you do? I was left at the top of the road. I had to take off my jacket. I had to take off my shirt. So I'm now walking down the road. And this was like 9 o'clock at night. It was still bright out. We were out since like that morning, so it makes sense. Walking down through the house, I was about to say industrial estate. Walking through the housing estate with and it was a nice coat. You know them long 3/4 length coats? You know, like a coat. Why I needed it in the summertime, but you're like, that's Ireland. And my shirt, it was a lovely black shirt. And, you know, had a nice pocket in it, and you couldn't go near it. The pocket was full. So I folded them. I was like John Cleese walking right into the housing estate. There's people looking going, "That happened to your man. Look at the state of him." That's what happens, kids. Stay away from drugs. I was in a hoop. And I remember, and I was to my boss, he goes, "You all right?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine." And I remember I gave the taxi driver like 200 quid or so. I said, "Listen, I'm really sorry. This never happened to me at all before, ever, you know." And it wasn't from the drink. Well, it was, but it was a combination of the drink and the travelling that I don't do very well in. Anyway, that was grand. So, I arrived at my sister's house. She opened the door, and I'm standing there going, Aaron. So, "What happened to you?" I'm in a t-shirt. I was like Zed. And what I was asking for were the keys to my car. Not to go driving in, but I wanted to put my clothes in and take the new clothes out. So, rambled over to the car, put away and took out the nice clean clothes, came back into the house, sat down into the sitting room, and for there I was interrogation time. "What happened to you?" And out to the bathroom I went. And I had a cup of coffee, and within 30 minutes, I was grand. Tickety-boo. I was back to the David Attenborough explaining how it was, how the night went. And then, of course, I had to tell them the story of what actually happened. I was just like, I'm after getting sick in a taxi. They're like, "Oh, that's terrible." I was like, "No, it's not. That's not the bad part. I gave the taxi driver 200 euros. They're like, "What? Why did you?" I said, "That's not the bad part either." So I told them what happened. So they were like, "What are you going to do tomorrow?" Going to go through the Independent and look for new jobs. Because, well, that's what needs to happen. Oh yeah, the smoky gadget, my vape stick pipe thingy. I thought I lost my little vape pipe thingy, and went looking for it and I couldn't find it. So like I walked out into the street at like 1 o'clock in the morning looking for the thing. I was like, oh, I dropped it somewhere. And it turns out it actually fell out of my pocket in our house. I brought shame on the family. Yes. Oh, the simulated horror. Thought you were going to listen. I genuinely thought I left it in the taxi and I was like, well, there's no way I can ring him now. Hey, Johnny Aardvark is here. Good to see you. Care85 says, the Jamaican employee of the month. The boss sent me a message the next day of like a gif with someone like just destroying the side of a taxi with vomit. And I was like, don't act like you're not impressed. It was a long time before Murphy got invited to another gig, I can tell you. Very long time. But yes, anyone else, you probably would have lost your job. I'm lucky. The boss is sound. He said that happens to the best of us. Hey, Basis Man 87. Many thanks, dude. And the next day, Murphy started streaming. Look at them go. Papa Joe says, what network or server are the Thunderflies using to communicate? They're using Discord. It was the last children's party Murph was invited to. Look at this for scenery though. Doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? Hang on. Here's a screenshot moment. Ooh. The YouTube thumbnail, maybe. Oh, I think so. Very nice, isn't it? Now we can get very creative, right? We go to here, right? That looks pretty. That's why Murphy needs the gin. Pints are bad. Really bad. Oh no, Alison had a CTD. Aw. Look at the state of the formation flying though. Isn't it amazing? Mr. Chippy says, I bet that taxi driver tells a very different version. He made a fortune that night. Old Veteran says, you've gotten really good with the drone camera. Well, many thanks, my dude. Alison says, it's been rubbish all week. Yeah, I'm still getting that FPS thing. It's not as bad as it was on Monday. Oh, Monday. Wasn't that a night? Whoa. It was doing all sorts of craziness. But, yeah. Mr. Two-Tone says, look at the trees! The trees! They're amazing! The amazing trees. The scenery here is off the hook! Now it's time for the aeroplanes to do some sort of dancage. Annalisa is dancing with the tea towel. The flying circus. Oh no, he's on the way down. Lock the car, that's it. Your man's flying sideways. Old veteran with the cheer, he says. Need to reward the story. My sides really hurt the next morning. I found pains in places I didn't even know I had places. So, where are we, Murph? We're doing our thing. We are a few minutes out. We can, speed is going okay. Look at that for some scenery though, isn't it absolutely gorgeous? We're in our seat. Hang on, move forward. There we go. It's just stunning. Stop the car. I'm going Chundari. Captain Rudiger's in the house. He says, friends, it is time for me. The alarm will have no mercy. Well, Captain Rudiger, thank you so much indeed for joining us. Lisa with the cheer. 100 bits. The poor taxi man, vomit and a sore head. Well, many thanks, Annalisa, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the taxi driver. You made a fortune, though. Oh, it could be worse. Look at the scenery, though. I'm blown away by this. This is gorgeous. So let's do a quick check on what's happening. Altitude, we're just below 3,000 feet. Look, they've started another hype train. How did that even happen? Who be this? Cat 691 subscribed tier 1 for 2 months. Dude, thanks a million. Am I late? You know, we're actually alright. We're still on the first leg. We showed off the Corsair earlier on. The stream has been absolutely nuts tonight. Get it off your chest with Murph. And story time with Murph. We had the news, we showed off the Corsair. It's been very busy. We had a level 5 hype train earlier on tonight. Ah, sure, come on. Now it's happening all over again. What? Why? Oh, do you know what we need to do now? Because things are happening, we need to do some of this. Is it this one? Ooh. Uh-huh. Turn up the volume. See if you can just dance with your kneecaps. Don't ask me how to do it, but I know you can. It's the wig coming out again. I destroyed the place in fake hair the other night. The horror! The glorious wig. It's incredible how itchy it makes your head. Like, you know, frightening. The state of the formation flying. We got a lot of different aircraft tonight. Let's get another head count because Keane Lafford is back. So, if you guys are still with us, do now press the number 2 into the chat. We gotta beat 55. No pressure. Just look at the state of the flying. Isn't it unreal? 'Tis unreal. There's so many people pressing the number 2. It's ridiculous. Now, what have we got over here? Let's see. Oh, we can play this one. Old Runner says, starting late, MSFS official just went live. Ooh. Sheep! 55 plus a Murph, 56. Many thanks, Keen. A very respectable number. Mr. Tudon says, are you streaming over the weekend, Murph, for Easter? No. We got a busy Saturday with Alison. We have a busy Sunday with Ailerons and with Colonel Fork. Easter eggs for the win. Dangerous Brain says, what runway are we landing? 2 grass and 1 tarmac. Ooh. So our current heading, about 310 degrees. We have 23 left, 23 right, or 32, which is grass. Let's go for the grass on runway 32. Viper Strike has landed at the final destination. Got some scenic pictures. Nice. .271 at 2 knots. Almost no wind at all. You missed the train. The hype train is gone, but better luck next time. Oh, dear. Mr. Two-Tone. Silence! Does the T-45 have an autopilot, and how do I disengage it? Ooh. Bouncing a bit. What weather settings are we running? So it's just big and bold. So we're over the mountains, so we are getting various kind of... Well, we're getting turbulence and stuff. Look at that. Look at the trees. It is absolutely fantastic. So, 15 minutes out. Colonel Fork says, I'm running live. I'm landing on runway 14. What's the live weather doing, Colonel Fork? Is it flyable? Is it pretty? It's VF4, okay. Well, if it's VF4, would we give it a shot, would we? We'll go with live weather. It's kind of nice. Is it really Kavak? Oh no, we got some cloud building over here, look. What aircraft is this? Says, We the Skulls. This is the Just Flight Piper PA-28 or Arrow 3. This is a masterpiece. It's fantastic. Yeah, we'll stick with live weather. It's kind of doing its thing. So what do we reckon, Colonel? It's going to be runway 14, yeah? That just looks pretty now. ESPN says, it's a shame that you need to have downloaded the exact same livery as the others. It should be enough to own the same model for it to appear. Well, you see, this is where you start scratching your head. So, if it's an official aircraft add-on from the marketplace with the liveries that it comes with, you're sorted. However, if you add a custom livery to it, because the aircraft appear from the external server or Microsoft server, they don't necessarily have them files in there. David M. Donald says, my live weather is grey. Ooh. Now, they are working on the freeware add-ons for the marketplace, so that means the Microsoft servers are going to be hosting a lot of these files, which means, technically, that will sort the issue. So, give it time, it'll do its thing. It's a busy night on the old Twitch, isn't it? Many people. VC runtime. Is that only happening with the Ryzen stuff? Or is it an Nvidia? Or does it really matter? Probably doesn't matter. 10 minutes out. What's the heading now, says Sai? We are currently flying on a heading of 300 degrees. Colonel Fork, this is the modified GNS 530. Is there a way to get METAR or weather reports on this machine? Let's see. ATIS 132.8. 132.8. SJ Fly is in the house. Good to see you. They didn't have ADSB or SatLink in the olden days. Whenever you say many, I think of the police academy captain giving a speech. many things. Now, let me see. Use the big knob on the lower right, then you adjust the comm scale. Use the little knob to switch to the METAR screen. Uh-huh. No token check config. Did we break it? METAR destination. You don't have it configured yet. It isn't configured by default. Ah, buttons. Annalisa, you're right. Is that something that has to be done outside of the flight? Probably. Ah, okay. Right, we shan't worry about it because we can't fix it. But there should be an ATIS. I wonder if we turn on ATC. Okay, airport information. Victor. Winds 134 at 22, visibility 3, sky conditions, few clouds at 1100, few clouds at 4100, few clouds at 11,900. Temperature 11, dew point 10, altimeter 29998. Visual runway 23 and visual runway 22 in use. Landing and departing runway 23 and 22 left. VFR aircraft. Say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have information. Victor. Uh-huh. Recommends 4 right in real weather. Well, we're 5 minutes out, so up here now we have a little, oh. Steady. We'll have a little look. So there are grass runways. We have 5 and 2-3, so I reckon 2-3 is going to be going for the win here. Even though Colonel Fork said 1-4 would probably be better. What's your vector, Victor? Windy clearance, Clarence. Roger. So we have grass 1-4-3-2. So let's go with 1-4 just to make it a little bit challenging. So that means we're going to fly over the airport and then kind of ramble back. Do you know what I mean? There's the Thunderflights. Look at the state of it. Isn't it absolutely amazing? SJ Fly says, I wish the GPS 100 had good functionality. Yeah, it's a pity, but give it time, my dude. Someone somewhere is going to mod it. Give it time, SJ. Like, to be fair, it's going to need like a community mod. Like, I don't think anyone's going to officially do it. The demand to have it fully functional probably isn't there yet. But it would be interesting to see if it would be implemented in other aircraft. That is a magnificent view. Isn't it beautiful? You mean to tell me one person isn't enough demand? I know, right? The cheek of them. I want this, therefore you should do it. Oh no, T-Bone just ran out of fuel. I feel your pain. The guys are doing a wing wave for those of us watching at home. Exactly. At least Murphy understands. So we're 3 minutes out. 3 minutes! We have this thing, and we have that thing. All the fancy graphics, look. joystick to the right, Egypt to the left, and here I am. So we're at 4,000 feet. We can start, well, down we go. The human arm wave. What's the quiz kit extension? So I can run a quiz. I didn't update it for this week because I thought it was suited better to last week because it was flying a Gigna or an airliner. I'm going to work on it a little bit better. Some of my questions, like the validity of the questions were questionable. I was like, true or false? And like a lot of them people kind of went, that's not right, Murph. And I was like, so I need to work on them. But basically, it's pretty cool. It's a free kind of overlay you can add to your Twitch, and you can have like a quiz. So yeah, we'll work on other stuff. Like we got to do kind of like, I don't know. I'm mad for putting out polls every now and again. I'm into me polls, but a question I would be asking you guys soon would be, I'm thinking of doing just another kind of a just chatting session, and we bring Mrs. Two-Tone in, and we'll just do a stream and we'll just hang out for an hour or 2 or 3, and just have a good time. Pole vaulting, yeah. We'll just hang about and have a chat, and I don't know, maybe do some crazy landings and just, I don't know. It'll be a get to know us kind of place or session. Yes, Mrs. Two-Tone, there will be pole dancing. I shall be dancing on the pole. But if you guys would like to... Hang on. How do we phrase this? If you guys would like to see a sort of stream where we're just kind of hanging about, having the chat, well, let me know. 1 for yes, 3 for no. Go! Hey, Cyberman Drew is in the house. Good to see you. And we got to go out for paintballing afterwards. Hey, Hans Gruber's here. Murph, have you tried Western Scenery? I haven't tried it. I've downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet. I will soon, though, my dude. It looks really good. 1, but only indeed if there is pole dancing, says SJ Fly. So I can see, overwhelmingly, there's a lot of 1s. I'm not getting into a taxi with Murph, just putting it out there now, says Annalisa. Well, no, you're totally safe if I'm in the front. If I'm riding shotgun, I'll be riding shot. Do you know that song? We're doing kind of a left pattern here. I didn't look at the chart, but yeah, it's okay. We'll get... Murph can get his own taxi. But I need to be in the front too. Vomit, comet, otherwise. I'll drive you, Annalisa. How's that? Then we'll both be in the front. So the plan here is... with our steep descent, I'm going to try and get landed, and then we'll put the cameras on you guys to see how ye fare out. It's a pretty little airfield, this. And it's all generic or stock. What a wonderful place of the world to go flying. Careful now. Do we get to punch you in the back of the head? Oh. Cyberman is on his way. Nice, dude. Right, easy does it, Murph. Take your time. So speed is good. Landing gear coming down. It's certainly bumpy. $99 away. You take care, my dude. Only if you play Lock the Car song. That'd be the song. That's the road trip song. Oh, there's windage here. You can really feel it. Yes. So we're heading that direction. Super Typhon is away. You... No, he's not. He's just saying, see you, Night Owl. I thought he said, see you all night. Never mind, Super Typhon. Oh, there they go. Thunder flies. So there's 1,000 feet. Start our turn. 23 over the ocean. Ooh. This is where VR and Track IR really come into their own, because it's just so easy to look around inside the aircraft. Do you know what I mean? I often say bye to people leaving. Scott says, sorry, he was away. Someone at the door. Don't leave us on a cliffhanger. Who was it? What did they want? Did they come bearing gifts? Was it the postman? Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Oh, there's a song. Yes, yes. Track IR is a game changer for any sim, says Hans Gruber. Yeah, I like it. It is super duper. So, landing gear is down and 3 greens. We'll go for a notch of flaps here now. Speed is good, holding 80 knots. We can see the runway. Be mindful of the tree. Descending here nicely, around 700 feet. Cyberman says, yeah, VR is great for checking traffic. Yeah, it just is. It just is. I'm a postman. No, I am, says Cy Murray. Are you? Neighbour, and yes, Easter cupcakes. Ooh, post came earlier and brought gifts for some of the folks that we will present on the 10th for change of command. Oh, nice, dude. Combat9 says, VR soon now. So excited. Ooh, yeah. Cy Murphy is the postman. You're a legend, sir, for you're the dude who delivers us our mail. Does the postman always ring twice? Or just sometimes? Ah. Okay, so runway 014 as the scenery loads in, but that's okay, we'll give it a moment. We'll go to second notch of flaps here. Watch our speed. We're a little bit high, but we'll figure it out as we get in. Very slight corrections here just for the crosswind element. Oh, there's the bump. We're over the land now. Okay, easy does it now, Murph. Easy does it. Let's hold the nose and keep the pressure on the back as we're landing on the grass. That was a bit jittery. Hold the nose. There's contact. And we're down. Very nice. So again, just keep the nose up off the ground a little bit. Finish with our flaps. And we'll dart over here to the left-hand side to get out of the way. And we'll watch some people's landing. And Elisa says, nice. Alright. So, park and brake coming on. Now, we need to do a few things. Oh yeah. We're going to turn on the nameplates to see who's who and, well, what they're doing. Traffic. On. Apply and save. Yes. Finish with the joystick. I suppose I want. This one. This one. Oh, there they are. So. Ailerons into wind is down. Nicely done. We can see Piat 691. Very nice indeed. For a moment I thought there was no landing gear, but he got it sorted. Mr. Tippy. Did you used to play Knock a Door Run as a child? If so, UPS are hiring. Really? They knock once and leg it? Come back with my package! Knick-knacking. Yeah, that's what we used to call it. Do you want to play knick-knacks? Do you remember the days? Here's CD and Taz, Catbat 9, Tarnish. Nice, dudes. They don't even knock most of the time. I know, right? Rob, MCR is down. There's JMS, Colonel Fork. Beautiful landing, dude. Quasi-Archer's here. Abo 92, Captain Butters, Rad Pilot Randy. You see Scorpio's down as well. Scott says we call it a ding-dong ditch here. Hey, T-Bone 420. Nice landing in the Spitfire. There's Fly Guy in the TBM, followed by Blackheart 46 and 50th B. Nicely done, dudes. There's Airwolf. Druid Zeus is here as well. Here's Whack-A-Mo. Larson and Rojamo. Low Pox M is down. Is that the Fiat? There's Sydney Mario. Baseman87 says, gotta go, see you later. You take care, my dude. We can see Gibbo Ireland, Stairway to Bacon, Big Papa Polly, and Saxman LT. Merlin Flyers down as well. Beautiful landings, guys. Here's Screenfly. Ooh. We can see Rogers RC, and the Spitfire, who be this, of Dan is down. There's Mad C 888. Everyone says, them pedals make it so easy. I know, right? Aren't they fantastic? Chilled Corky's down. Azizi is here. Soaring AJ has arrived. Murph researching for a year before buying. I did. I was more. I must have been 2 years looking at them. But the difference they make, and it's hard to say that a piece of hardware makes such a difference to your flight sim. Them pedals, like, as Mr. Chippy says, they are not cheap, but they are worth it. Oh no, Gregor, you poor devil, you! And he's okay. Delta Gaming TV is here. Good to see you. What did you walk in on? Nothing to see here. You join us. This is the Flying Circus. We're here in New Zealand. After making our first stop for the evening, there's Jared Vark. Red Dragon is down. We have Dangerous Brian arriving. Tobes is down as well. Really nice, really nice. The landings be epic. Great success. Wah wah wee wah. David M. Donald says, nice flight again, Murph, but I'm off now, and thanks. Well, that's okay, David. You take it easy out there, my dude. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully we'll catch you on Friday. Everyone says, I've had my eye on a set for a long time. Couldn't really justify it, but seeing as I'm full on runway flying now, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, 100%. So, what we're going to do, I'm a little bit kind of, well, the time, Murph. Oh, look, Country Flyer. There he was, and almost there he wasn't. So we're going to continue on our flight. I'm just going to program this in. I'm not going to restart it. I know, right? That's dangerous. So we're going to go direct to mode. And we're going to fly to the next spot. Andy Brown says, time to go. Early start. See you Friday. You take care, my dude. Alison says, driver timeout this time. Oh. Alison, just wondering, are you running the simulator in administrator mode or not? Just a question. So we're going to November Zulu Tango November. That's our next spot. All right. So November Zulu Tango. Do you remember Tango Orange? You know, and you've been tangoed. Do you remember that stuff? Tarangi, right? There we go. So that's where we're flying to next. So if we bring up our flight plan, we can probably delete, clear you. Right, so we're going to here. Grant. Okay. All shall look well from here. 76 miles. We'll do this fairly quick. Uh-oh. Well, in fairness, I don't think the choppers were causing us a headache the last time, so I can't say much. Who's in the chopper? Get to the chopper, now! It needs to happen! Everybody! Oh, it's Pat, 691. Okay, cool. Okay, so, park and brake coming off. I left you in this position. We're keeping it lit, lads. We've lots to do and see. Right, joystick's working. Is it causing issues? No, I don't think so. For the moment, it's grand, so keep flying, my dude. Our chopper's the new Gickness. Nah! Give it time. Like, as I said, that chopper is the Airbus H135. Their Sharecore actually use them. But there's also a Payward chopper coming out soon. Fly Inside are coming out with that one. And these guys are geniuses, by the way. So they've built their own flight model, which is running external to the sim. That's my understanding. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with that. Rad Pilot Randy's away. See you next time. Now, did Alison come back to me? Let me see. Driver timeout. Oh, yeah. So we're asking Alison, is she running the sim in admin mode? Warhamster has rumbled in. Good to see you. Hack, he says. I'm here. Loaded in and CT'd after 10 seconds. There are words. There are rude words. Oh. That's never good, dude. It was thanks to Flying Side that I played FSX in VR back in 2016. Yeah, right. So, like, these guys, they know the crack when it comes to coding and doing stuff. T-Bone is away. Aileron says, racing boss. I know, right? Don't panic. Follow me. But Flying Side, this chopper that they're making, and, you know, looking at the textures and stuff, it looks kind of nice. It's the Bell 47G. But when they, you know, they've announced that the aircraft that they're releasing is coded to have actual flight physics built into it that are running independently of the sim. If they've managed to pull that off, which, think about it, they enabled VR in FSX and X-Plane before they were native to them platforms. Which tells me they kind of know what they're doing. If they can pull that off, and that's that development team, well, it's very, very promising indeed for our friends over at A2A in terms of having AccuSim running. Because it's the same theory. You're running an engine outside of the sim. The other guys did it as well. Do you remember like the Q400? Who made that? Who was the developer of the Q400? Murph, go ahead. Thanks, Hammy. So, quick check. We're walking, talking, and squawking. Larson is away. Majestic. Come on, Dougal. Hey, Dougal McTavish is here. It was Majestic. They did the same thing. So, oh, there's a goose. Oh, do you know what we didn't do? Nothing to see here. Avert your eyes. Yes, yes. Nothing happening. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. And there we go. It's grand. Yeah, Majestic released the Q400 and its flight model ran outside of the simulator as well. So the point I'm making is, if the third party developers have now figured a way, and we can see a lot of them have, they've kind of, you know, they've hacked it, but essentially they're able to manipulate the SDK and the sim to do things that Asobo haven't opened up yet. And there's a good reason why Asobo haven't opened up a lot of the SDK, because, well, their absolute focus at the moment is DirectX 12. If you start opening up more elements of the SDK to add in more functionalities, it delays the process of DirectX 12. They just want to lock that thing in and then give it 12 months. This sim will be very, very different indeed. Mr. Chippy says, Flying Side were working on their own entire sim at one point. Yeah, they were. So, if they were working on their own sim with their own physics, they've now found a way to possibly inject that into Microsoft Flight Sim. It's fascinating. SJ Flight says, Murph, do you have the Jabiru? Got it yesterday, it's brilliant. I do, I haven't flown it in a while. It's a remarkable aircraft. It's not really my style of aircraft, only because it's you know, it's like an ultralight. But I've watched Oz Flight Simmer flying it a lot, and he loves it. Hans Gruber says DirectX 12 and DLSS support will be amazing. I'm not quite sure about the DLSS. I do know DirectX 12 is coming. But yeah, the Jabiru or Jabiru, it's a remarkable aircraft, and it's modelled so well. Textures, everything, looks, sounds, flies great. It's amazing. Right, so autopilot, ka-ching. We're going to go nav mode, ka-ching, and well, hopefully this will work without killing us. It does. 2,500 feet. We will have to climb shortly because we're flying back into the mountains. Goblin Zoo says, I have the Jabiru. It's a bush trip plane. Oh, very much. Han says, they may do it eventually. Yeah, they might. Partner says, thanks, Murph, for the Fireflies. Got to go. You take care, my dude. Mr. Chippy says, DLSS will be down to Nvidia. Probably. Han's Friendship Crisps. No, it's going to be interesting. Like there's a lot of stuff coming out for the sim, and like even without the likes of DX12, what that can actually do, or what people think it's going to do, the older machines will benefit probably more because it increases the headroom of what the sim can do based on its workings. It's going to make the CPU utilization a lot better. Not necessarily going to give you better graphics, but if you guys are familiar with X-Plane and you saw the difference when X-Plane went from OpenGL to Vulkan or Metal, that level of difference, that's what it's going to do to this sim. It's going to be very, very similar. It'll be cool. Flying the Jabiru in the sim is the only way that I could fly it. Tried to get into once, even with power fat and his shoehorn. I couldn't get in. That'd be like me getting into a Cessna 150. It's just like, I'm a flying spider. I've arms and legs gone everywhere trying to get into a Cessna 150. I can get into it, but like, do you know what I mean?
Hey, good buddy.
Hey, Plum Dog! Many thanks for the follow, dude. So, we're looking good. So we're heading towards our destination. We are about 30 minutes away. We're keeping it lit. Missed the beginning of the stream, but the autopilot from the Just Flight Piper Arrow seems to try and kill me more times. Don't know if you have had better luck. I find if you try and use the altitude hold, it kills you. Like, absolutely. It's behaving itself now, so we won't jinx it. We'll just fly it. So my current heading is 073 degrees. We're at an altitude of 2,400 feet. Airspeed indicated of 130 knots, giving us 122 over the ground. We can probably increase the speed here a little bit. Here we go. The Jabiru has a flap fully down. It brakes hard. Ooh. Plum Dog is watching from Donegal. Well, greetings from Tipperary, me dude. What's the weather like in Donegal? Supposed to be nice, actually. Ah. The weather isn't great. Be mindful of the younger ears, my dude. Ow! Oh, do you know what I got today? I got an extension lead for my USB cable, which means I'll be setting up bin camage soon. It's always sunny in Donegal. Oh wait, that's Philadelphia. Up to Donegal, indeed. EL737 says, I was in lots of Boeings and Airbuses, but couldn't fly any of them, not even after long arguments with the pilots. If it's nice in Donegal, it's crap in the rest of the country, and vice versa. What part of Tip? My mum's from Clonmel. I'm not in Clonmel. It's not terribly far from me. Bin cam. Yeah, I got my my USB extension cable thingy. It came all the way from China. I only ordered it the other day. China. Donegal Abu, says Kerr. Can you say, yes, Captain, says Zas Pilot. Yes, Captain. Or, yes, Captain. Or, oh no, as in, yeah, yes, Captain. Miles O'Brien, Chief Miles O'Brien. So if I bought some cutlery from there, it would be a Clonmel fork, or clonal fork. What's the bin cam? What? So we've another camera above me head. This is the don't look at me. Oh, hang on, this could be interesting. This could be don't look at me head cam. And we have this gadget over here, look. If I stand up, that's me. We'll turn on our... look, at lights. Ooh. But we turn off the lights. But essentially, that camera that you're looking at, it's hidden away there in the corner. Clear prop! And, I wonder should I turn into one of these streamers that just has like a random camera looking at things. It could be a dog, it could be a cat, it could be a goldfish. For me, it's a propeller. The simulation is real. Murph even has his own prop sounds. That's on the lowest setting, by the way. If I turn that thing on full whack, do you know what I mean? The gin cam. A live feed from me. Hang on. A live feed from me at work. Really? It comes on when he presses Control and E. If only. That'd be deadly. No, we'd all get arrested. I don't know, it's kind of therapeutic looking at that thing, isn't it? Murph's one true fan. Thanks, Colonel Fork. Very kind of you. It doesn't say much, but it's a great listener. Hey, R. Singleton is here. He says, Murph, I noticed this plane, it wants to roll left while hand flying. Any ideas? Depends on your power settings, so the aircraft's going to pull to the left. You can, however, adjust it with this fella here. Your rudder trim. So if we zoom in here and I'll show you. Hang on. Adjust the nose to the right or to the left. Try that and it should figure it all out. So while I have you, shameless plug, we have new merchandise. You too could be wearing a piece of Murphy. Now hang on. You too could be... Hang on. I want to be on you. But we have new merchandise, and Gibbo Ireland has done fantastic work updating our website, twotonemurphy.com. So if you want to ramble over there. So we have some new designs. A huge shout out to Here's Johnny. Hey, Jacob Mossop has subscribed. 4 months in a row, dude. Thanks so much. I'll put the... Yeah, it's up there, look. Don't spill on me head. You two are wearing your merch. You two could wear my merch, yeah. Bono and The Edge. Do you know what else I got? Hang on. Oh, hang on. Right, say goodbye to the fan cam. Fan cam. And we'll put back on the face cam. Whoosh. Ooh, and me Alison Johnson Cup arrived. That says Amelia Earhart Memorial Flight and then Alley Cats 2021. Isn't it just dreamy and fantastic? Look at the state of it. It's only gorgeous. And this lives now beside the shelf of many things, which is over here. Don't look at me head. It's so pretty right now. But yes, that is the Alison Johnson merch. And I'm waiting on more stuff to arrive. I've Colonel Fork gear arriving. I've Aileron's gear arriving. We have loads of merch. Jay Winokur gear. We've loads of stuff to arrive. So we're all wearing each other. That sounds weird though, doesn't it? You could wear Murph. No, wait, hang on. Oh, hang on. Is this like a runway down here? Look. Ooh. It's not, but maybe it is. Mappage. It's not an official one, but I reckon we can make one. Wait, what? It's a Murphy what? Is it a golf course? It's a driving range. I once broke a golf club at a driving range. I struck it into the ground first. 4. I'm useless at golf. I once played golf in Spain. I went over with my aunt and uncle and we were playing it in... Where was that? I think it was near a place called Mojaca. Or Mojaca, but it's Mojaca. And it was like 35 degrees Celsius. It was very close to 40. And a beautiful golf course because you can see the sea. Ah, I can see the sea. 'Twas I who saw the sea. Mr. Shit. Only fan. Oh wait, I see what you did there. War hamster. So wherever a guys mows the lawn, we'll make a runway. Yes. Yes. OnlyFans, could you imagine? Murph goes to OnlyFans. Look at this. Look at the trees and the colours and stuff. War hamster, I'm here all night. Oh! Giggity! So we probably need to go up soon. Yes, up would be a good idea. We're finished with a joystick visualizing stuff. Super Typhon says, heli on your side. It looks really nice, doesn't it? It's great to see a chopper in the sim. Get to the chopper! But it's great to see it, and even though it is very much a hack, you know, because the sim doesn't understand really what it's doing, it's still very nice to see it. It's a very progressive step. Murph, are you doing the Perth to Sydney? Is that the race? I might give it a shot. Plumdog says, what's the longest flight ever done? We did 12 hours or 13 hours. We flew Route 66 a couple of months ago on the sim. So we did. So, notes for your diary. I'm working on the reenactment of the flight of the Bremen. Now, I can't do the actual flight of the Bremen. That took 36 hours. And, well, do you know what I mean? I'll be, So, I'm going to do the... I'm going to do what the Air Corps did back in 2003. They flew their King Air, well, it was a Beechcraft B200. They flew from Ireland, Iceland, over Greenland, and then down. So, we're probably going to do that. It's about 2,500 nautical miles. Ooh. Be prepared for a longish stream. That's 10 or 11 hours. And at the moment, I'm looking at doing that on the date of the 11th of April, which is Sunday week. Next Sunday week. Super Typhon says that King Air will do it easily. It will. It will. Plumdog says 11th of April is my birthday. Ooh, nice. Do it in a Concorde, if only. If only they had the Concorde. So it'll be 10 or 11 hours in the King Air. The only thing is, and I'm not mad about it, the King Air is very, very light in the sim. Like, even with the G3000 mod, it's a very light aircraft. You don't need to do anything. Just turn it on and fly. There's no systems monitoring or any of that kind of stuff. So, I might do something. I don't know. I might pick it. Like, I would probably prefer to fly the Baron. We'll do it in a Blériot. Well, you see, the actual aircraft that did it was a Junkers W33, and that was happily plodding along at about 100 miles an hour. Did Just Flight do an update again? I've seen their Arrow go fast in the sim. But they've a Turbo Arrow coming out, which might be out in time. Hence, I'm saying I might do it in an Arrow. Which would be the Turbo Arrow. In a spit with mid-air refuel. Yeah, that could be interesting. But basically what we're doing a reenactment of more of like a ceremonial flight. It was the first ever east to west crossing of the Atlantic Ocean, and it was done in 1928 by the Bremen. And, it was funded by some Baron dude in Germany. Great bunch of lads. And its historical significance to Ireland and Irish aviation is, well, it took off out of Baldonnel, and we all know that Jepson 2001 created a Baldonnel scenery for us. And it also had, at the time, James Fitzmaurice, a colonel, who went flying. And he was an Irishman, and he was of the Irish Air Corps. Fascinating character. And I have a book. It's over there. It's on my shelf of many things. It's behind the C-47. Which was printed in 1928, and it's an autobiography written by the three guys. So you had the two German fellas and the Irish fella, and it tells you all about it. When they got to Baldonnel, the hospitality, the food, the bit of crack they had, and there was even a place whereby when they flew into when they flew from Germany into Baldonnel, they had to wait a few days for the wind. And even the engine of the aircraft was modified by dudes who worked with Junkers, but they were attached to Lufthansa. They came over and they started working on the aircraft. It's a fascinating story. Copper Pete says, how do we see your merch prices in euro? Good question. Hang on. Let's check. Do. Dollars. Yeah, that's kind of strange. I don't know. I just don't know. Annalisa says, I didn't have a choice, I just bought it in dollars. Ah. I need dollars. What was that song? But yeah. It's in US dollars for me the whole time, says Gibbo. Alright, okay. I wonder can I change that? There could be some... So I moved my merch from Teespring over to Streamlabs, and I've tested some of the merch. It's better quality from what I've seen initially, and on average, it's maybe $1 or $2 more. But it's the same. Like when you sell merch as a content creator, you can do it at cost price, or you can do it for a profit. I'll be very upfront with you. I put a profit margin on it, and basically I make $3 on a t-shirt, I make $2 on a mug, and I make $4, I think, $3 or $4 on the hoodies. That's it. So it's not like it's a lucrative kind of thing, but it just means then, you know, it's my plan with the merch is I want to run some giveaways with the merch at some stage. So with you guys buying it, there'll be $2 or $3 per purchase. That goes into the kitty, and then I'll use that fundage to buy merch that we do for giveaways. That kind of stuff. So it's interesting, like. But the secret is finding things that are nice. Do you know what I mean? Like, this t-shirt is nice, but this is only nice because, well, John E designed it. This magnificent Flying Circus logo. But by all means, if you guys like to design stuff, or if you want to throw your own logos, different ideas, by all means, guys, send them on to me. We can stick it on some t-shirts. And, yeah, it'd look awesome. Plumdog says, fan of Oasis. Keen Effort says, can we get maternity pants? Keen, if they made them, I would buy them. What else? I've been chatting to Gibbo. He's put me in the right direction. We're trying to get water bottles. They're kind of fancy, and, you know, they're a thing. But it's all about, like, it's hang on. It's all about, I muted that because I opened a can. It's all about finding a decent price at decent quality with decent logistics. Speedos. There's friggin', whatchamacallit, bathing suits. I can design bathing suits. I don't know what I'd look like now in a bikini. But yeah. Speedos. It'd be like that scene in James Bond getting out of the water. Only the dude, only Daniel Craig. It'll be me. Do. Wavy lines from all the heat. And me wig. Do. Yeah. Shame you can't fit your logo on a mankini. But can you? It's hard to know. WB says, really want one of those lanyards. You see? Hang on, where's my notebook? Wait there. Whoop. I'm back to you. This is my notebook of many things. It's my little black book. Grew with a mankini. Today, we steal the Eiffel Tower. The small one from Vegas. Then, pause for effect, we shall steal the moon. These are all my ideas, my thoughts and dreams live in that little book. That's what they do. I thought that was a family show. I thought this was a family show. It is. He never says, Murphy, a deck of cards. Vomit buckets, perhaps. Ooh. Sick bags. Captain Sick bags. No mankinis. Oh. What about a two-tone logo, badge, or pin, says Keen. Yeah, but there's a t-shirt, or there's a t-shirt. There's a sticker available. Again, it's finding the right kind of connections. A two-tone Murphy bin. Ah, now we're talking. We're getting somewhere, Annalisa. So we're 15 minutes out. We're doing well here. Saw Oasis for free before they were famous. Second on the bill at the Boo Radley's at one festival in Preston. Oh, nice. If you cut 2 holes in the hat, it could double as pants. Very good, Aegis Brian. What's this Dazza said one day when I had face masks? And he was, I have a face mask here somewhere. He's, hey, Catbat9 has just subscribed. 3 months, my dude. Thank you so much, my man. Very kind of you. So, with me face mask, Dazza thought this was like some sort of a, you know, some sort of an underpants. He's like, Murph, is that a thong? I was like, no, it's not a thong. It's a face mask. And he's like, oh, I was just asking. brilliant. He thought they were skimpies, yeah. Hey, Captain Butters. Many thanks for the subscribe, my dude. Cheers, guys. Tonight's been absolutely nuts. Like, you've been throwing bits at me. Do things for the bits. The amount of follows and the sheer amount of subscribes tonight has been crazy. Ah, it's absolutely crazy. You're very, very generous. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. Arctic team is here. Good to see you. Face diaper. How is that different from other streams, Murph? I don't know. Tonight's been nuts. Like, tonight's been up there. Mad C converted a Prime Gaming sub to a tier 1. Wait, what? Dude. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. This is nuts. We'll buy merch when I know what it costs. Catch you on the flip side. Copper P, thank you, dude. The merch is only there, as I said, for it's just a something. You just don't have to. So don't be worrying. Read my comment, Murph. I think it'd make a lot of money. As in the two-tone Murphy bin. I'm just sitting there silently going, ka-ching! Who needs a marketing team? I have the Fireflies. You should do this, and then you should do that. Johnny Advac says, have to confess, I don't really know how the bits and subs really work on Twitch. So bits are like, they call it cheering. It's basically just a way to spend money, and you support the streamer, and you support Twitch, because they get a cut. That's what cheering, right? And so you can buy, say, 1,000 bits, and you can use them to cheer. Different amounts. And it's anywhere from, like, I don't know, a cent, or like 20 cent, or all the way up to, like, I think it's like $500 is the high. It's ridiculous. And again, Twitch get their cut. When it comes to these subscribes, if you buy a subscription to the channel you can buy it at a month, or you can prepay for a couple of months, and there's all different tiers or levels, and there's different perks associated to each level.
Hey, good morning.
Story time at Murph. Hey, Milo! Many thanks for the follow, dude. But essentially what it means is, if you subscribe to the channel, it's a very active or proactive way of achieving two things. Number one, you do support the streamer, me or whoever you subscribe to, but you also then get perks associated to that role in which you subscribe. So for example, for us, you get, well, there's emotes, there's badges, just kind of nice things to look at. And depending on the level that you go into, well, for the flight crew, I have this on Discord. I'll explain it to you because I kind of altitude here, Murph. This is going to be a bit of fun. So hang on. We want to go up a bit. Right, that's doing the thing. I'll explain to you what we have, right? Just in case you're not aware of what we do over on Discord. Terrain, I know, yeah, it's just like, oh. So, this information, you'll find this information on Discord, and YouTube have it there as well. But essentially, for a flight crew, alright, you get loyalty badges, custom emojis and emotes, and a shout out on a live stream. It's a big thing for me, and it's probably annoying for a lot of people. Murph goes through all the people who subscribed. For me, it's important because, for me, you know, I follow different streamers. I'll watch their channel. Fabio, for example, I watch Fabio's streams. I enjoy his streams, and I'll watch them. I learn a lot of things. He's you know, I like the cut of his jib. He's a very interesting guy to follow, and they're nice people. And I like supporting that community, because I you know, their goals are very similar to mine. It's chilled out, it's informative, and they have a good time. So I can subscribe to that channel, and I've access then to funny emotes, and you know, you get a little icon beside your name. You feel part of the community. For me, I like calling people out or mentioning them, because when it comes to live streaming, hey, there's stuff happening. Lennon Way is giving a tier 1 sub. Dude, thanks so much indeed. Dude, thank you very much indeed. But essentially, for me, when I'm watching other people's streams, I love the interaction, the direct interaction. I'm talking to the camera, but if I like give a name, and I say, for example, hey Catbat, how's it going? Or hey Gibbo, what's happening? I'm talking to you. I'm not just talking or doing my thing. And this is, if you're interested in live streaming, this is where the whole debate comes from. Should I have a face cam or a webcam, or should I not? To me, the face cam, you bridge that gap. Because if I'm talking to the camera and looking at the camera, you guys can see me. I see a camera. I can see you here in the chat, but I'm looking at a camera. But you guys can see me. We have a much more, it's a closer connection. We can really kind of hit it off. I'm talking with my hands. If you don't have that camera in place, I can still be chatting away to you. But, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of missing a thing, So I think the importance of having a face cam on, it's a thing, It's personal. Yeah, it is. It's a very personable thing. But again, for me, if I'm subscribed or if I'm taking part in any community, for me, well, I like the interaction. I like seeing my name there. I like getting a shout out. Hey, Murph is here. Good to see you, Murph. And it's not like, it's not like a vain thing or a self-centered thing. You want to feel part of the community. To me, that's what it's all about. It's nuts. Gibbo says, Murph, genuine question, would you prefer peeps subbed with YouTube or Twitch, or doesn't matter? Okay, so if the channel was financially driven, as in if I was saying, right guys, my objective here is I want to retire from everyday life and I want to do this full time, I would have to deploy a different tactic in terms of, well, I'll need to bolster the strength of the channel to support me. Thankfully, I don't need to do that. I'm very fortunate that I have a good job and I'm happy in my job and all of that. So it's not a requirement. Therefore, for me, I think ultimately Twitch is the better streaming platform. I kind of learned and figured that out the hard way. The audience that's here, the group of people that we have, is just, well, we have a great bunch of people here. And I know a lot of you guys came from YouTube, but I think on Twitch, there's less of the messing. Especially now that we've made partner, we have much better encoding, so there shouldn't be any issues now on how we see things. Graphically, I think the screen or the image is clearer, the sounds are better, notifications tend to work a little bit better. There's all that kind of good stuff. So for me, Twitch is, I think it's a better user experience than, say, YouTube. That's just my opinion. So yeah. EL says, Murph, a small tip from a design guy, either move the face cam to the right of the screen or mirror the image. Technically, the person should always look into the middle of the screen and not to the edge. We see, there's good reason. Number one, this is my good side. Number two, if I move the camera over that side, well, that's where the chat appears if you look on a mobile phone or a tablet. So what's the point of that? Because you won't see me or you won't see the chat. Do you know what I mean? A lot of thought has gone into this. And also the layout of my room. As in, cameras here because, well, that side of the room isn't great and there's a door. And I don't like streaming looking at a door because, like, who knows will come in the door. So there's reasons for the madness, or method to the madness. But yeah. I've been thinking about moving the camera or having multiple camera setups. I like what Chewie's done. Chewie has a really nice setup. From a regular viewer, don't change the face cam. I don't like change. Yeah, I think for community, Twitch is better because we can do things like raids, we can host, we can create teams. There's a lot more functionality with Twitch. That's my honest opinion. But again, like it's if you look at the channel or the community from a community perspective or a business perspective, the community perspective, my focus is on how do we get more involvement from the community and how do we provide more to the community? If it was a business acumen, it'd be right, what can the community do for me? That's the difference. And it's not a bad thing. There are streamers who require or need the community to support them. Their method would be, okay, well, if I do this, the community might do that. And then you have people who are in the middle. You just have people who are very, very lucky that, I don't want to say fan base, but certainly the people who follow them, they're just incredibly generous, like nuts, incredibly generous. And like I saw, was it a a 50 gifted sub or something went out the other day on Fabio's. Like, that's just nuts. Like, that's like $250 straight away. It's crazy. You can also cope with spammers a lot better, Super Typhon says. Yeah, like, Twitch is just better for it. There's better controls for your mods. It's just better. Speaking of the door opening. You're in your pajamas! Mr. Two-Tone just came in her pajamas. That's nuts. Who is this? Hey, Kev85 is following. Cheers, Kev. Red Dragon says, well past top of the sand now, Murph. I know, I'm making a complete and utter burst mattress out of it. But don't worry, we'll fly around. Because there's a big lake here. Super Typhon says, I've seen 100 sub bombs. Yeah, it's nuts, like. Absolutely nuts. Are they fluffy PJs? They wear fluffy. She was wearing slippers as well. Ah, bless. Slippers. I know. But when it comes to streaming and doing this, if you have any questions, just hit me up on Discord. Like, it's... I started, and it's me, right? Like, my first couple of streams were painful. Look at the Thunderflies. Go! I had really bad audio. Face cam, I didn't even bother with a face cam. I started off from the absolute point of zero, and I've built it up over a couple of months. So if there's any help or advice or whatever, just let me know. I'm happy to share it. Everything that you see here, like, I mean, everything that I have, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why I don't use a green screen. I have a green screen, but there's a reason I don't use it. Because, well, we have the shelf of many things. We have mad people, very generous people, who have sent me stuff. You know, we've bottles of gin, there's books, there's the front of a Mack truck, cups, and a sign that has lights, Annalisa. Like, there's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And the fan. Godspeed, fan. We even have a fan. So there's method to me madness. Billy Roach, I'm getting into me pajamas too. Give us a Smurf. Didn't mean to get into a debate. That's okay. It was more in terms of subbing. Is it better? Oh, is either better for you? Hey, Daniel, crack. Many thanks for the follow. Woo, fan cam. Again, so to answer the question, Gibbo, yeah, I did kind of ramble on. What's better for me is the community kickback. What's better for the community? For me, Twitch. If it was purely business and financial, I would say YouTube. Twitch operate on a 50-50 basis. YouTube operate on a 70-30 basis. Or outside of that, you can pull it all away from both platforms and say, no, you can have like a Patreon or a GoFundMe or one of these kind of things. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. So for me, it's all, for me, and it always has been, it probably always will be, it is the community. It has to be for the community because that's what was missing. We didn't have a GA community on a flight sim platform. None that I could identify with anyway. And that's where the sim and, you know, that's where I came out of, and yeah, I think that's where a lot of us did. The consistency is great, to be honest. A lot of people start out with great intentions, but it's too difficult to keep up. And then lads get annoyed when things inevitably change. But again, like, the secret to consistency is don't be someone you're not. That's the secret. Be who and what you are. I've told you a story tonight that, like, a lot of my friends don't know this. Like, it's like, what? I haven't told them, like, I barfed all over my employer. Or, like, you know, I did the pulling up my trousers in an international airport and people could see it. Painful. Super Typhon says, I'm hoping to be a future flight simmer streamer. I'm only stuck with a laptop, but when I make money, I'll get a good PC and create some interesting flights. Why wait? You can stream off a phone, dude. Start now. My advice, start now. Because it's going to take him months to figure out the flow. Yeah? Start now. Great to see you doing well, Murph. Well deserved. Picked up Microsoft Flight Sim because of watching on YouTube, says Lennon. Well, many thanks, dude. Matt C is away. You take care. What you see is what you get. It is, but it has to be. It has to be. If you're trying to be someone you're not, it becomes very, very difficult. Oh, the sides were split tonight, says Annalisa. Don't have the same yet, and my laptop might catch fire. Right, so Runway, Murph. Yeah, this would be a good answer. So we have... Uh-oh. It's a grass strip. What am I pressing? What are the runways here? I didn't even write them down. Uh-oh. The plan is come in over the lake. So that'll be... What'll that be? 1-5? Or something. We'll ramble in. Runway 20. Gotcha. Don't mind me, I'm just turning. Dangerous Brian, runway 20. You gotcha. But I can absolutely assure you, I love this. I adore this. I love streaming. I love getting to hang out with you guys. We're always saying that we have a fantastic community. We do. Like, we absolutely do. Everyone is going to say, well, my community, you know, we have an amazing community of people here. And yous are all as mad and as gas as the next. Like, it's great. I really look forward to tuning in. Well, I don't tune in. I just turn on the gadget that says go live. And, like, you've seen, like, I'd have issues, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the sim sometimes just doesn't want to play, or, you know, the internet will do a something, or I'll bang me leg. Do you know what I mean? I'll do mad things. Well, we're still here. Now, don't mind me. I'm trying to locate the airport. That kind of looks like it there, doesn't it? Then we get surreal streams like Monday. There are no words for that. Murphy likes dressing up. I was normal before you lot came along. I would never do that. Murphy's at it again. Oh yeah, what's he doing? He's wearing costume. He's in a state of dress. There goes the Thunderflies. Is that the runway? No, it's not. Hang on. Ah, there it is. I was looking the wrong way. So, landing gear comes out. There has to be a best of stream at the end of the year. Murphy, the face of many haircuts. Oh, it's bumpy. Flappage. Oh, button. There we go. Oh, there's a crosswind. I see the light. Yes. And there's trees. Oh, and there's low FPS. 80 knots. Right, Murphy, hold the nose again. Another grass strip for the win. Hold it, hold it, hold it. There, right down. Gently touch down. Mind the windage. And flaps back in. Alright. Keenlever says, is this our last stop? It is, Keen, it is. This is our last stop for this evening. We've had a night of it, lads. We showed off the Corsair, we had the news, and then we had story time at Murph. Cross, wind, and a spit, not good. I can only imagine, dude. Right, so we're going to get out. This is a pleasant little airport. Okay, so park and brake goes on. Press the escape key. Jump over here so we can see the traffic icon thingamajiggies. Nice, nice. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Turn that off. That on. That on. That. And that. Super Typhon says, are we going to raid MSFS? Yeah, sounds like a plan. That's if they're still on. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll check it all out now in a moment. As the cameras are set up, our final resting place for this evening. Bob Dat Lam is down. Pat's inbound in the chopper. Papa Joe B is down. They're halfway through the 152. Ah, okay, yeah. So, Low Pox M again in the Blériot, you legend. Country Flyers down, Gibbo Ireland's here, Cap 9 has made it, Red Dragon rambles in, Druid Zeus is here, Roger Mo has landed. Oh, the Blériot, it's a murder, death, kill. The poor owl divil, God love him. There's Dangerous Brian. The Blériot. The inverted Blériot. Dangerous Brian giving it a hop, skip and a jump, as was his wont. Kane Lafford is away, you take care, my dude. I've learned my lesson, keep the changing room locked at the airport. Rest in peace, 111-year-old plane. Oh, there was luggage. Flavior is down, Stairway to Bacon is down, there's Blackheart, Soaring AJ, Psy 120, Gordon is here, Pat's hanging around in the chopper. Get to the chopper. There's Snowy 27. The scenery tonight though. Dangerous Brian says, my throttle won't disengage, oh dear. See you later's here, Jared Vark has landed. Here comes Frozen. Dennis G is down. Roger Mo is away, you take care. Huge shout out to all the Thunderflies and Fireflies, and indeed our team of moderators for this evening. You guys are absolutely awesome. A big shout out goes to AS Old Veteran, Colonel Fork 85, Dangerous Brian, Gibbo Ireland, Seamus McNeil, Ailerons into Wind, Naughty Gnome. Press the button, Murph. Alison Johnson, Dougal McTavish, and Mrs. Two-Tone. Oh, and Gibbo Ireland. I think I got everyone. I hope I got everyone. Captain Butters is down. Nice. Very nice. So there we have it, my dudes. Hey, Cyberman in the T45. Ooh. Nice. Guys, thank you so very, very much. This was a crazy night. The amount of new subscribers and follows, absolutely nuts. And I thank you all so very, very much indeed. Your generosity absolutely it shocks me in a good way. So what we're going to do, we shall raid Microsoft Flight Sim official. Jane is practicing and Forder is teaching her, so we'll all jump in and distract her. I know, right? So we will be back to you on Friday. Do be sure to tune in to Colonel Fork 85 tomorrow night. He's going to be live 1900 Zulu time. Thanks to everyone in the chat for keeping me company. Thanks for everyone for flying along. Big shout out again to the Flying Fabio. Great fun was had this evening. Guys, what can I say? Thank you so very, very much. And don't tell anyone the stories I told you tonight. They're between you and me, no one else. Right. We shall see. So, stand by for the raid, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.